PP memes, after they run out of power points, they can't use the moves anymore, right? So wouldn't that just make them fucking dead in the water?
I I I don't know. I
But I
don't know if
guess
that. I don't know if that's even if that is true. I think Judgment, like the sheer amount of Pokemon moves that that's my voice. The sheer amount of Pokemon moves that exist that make things that like kill a ton of things. My brain immediately stopped working when I hit the live button. The the amount of Pokemon moves
uh,
that do way too much damage and cause way too much to happen on screen. I think they kind of it doesn't matter what context. I think they're still kind of
a
washing.
billion is a lot though.
A billion is a lot, but so is like one of the Pokemon's just God. One of the Pokemon, Magcargo, is the
Yeah,
heat
but
of the sun.
oh wait, actually, that's also video game logic, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
that's in a
the
Pokedex
Pokemon win.
entry.
The
That's
Pokemon
actually
win. Yeah.
not anime. Like it's
Low diff, yeah, Pokemon wins.
like technically Magcargo should kill everyone, like Pokemon or not, like
Yeah.
indiscriminately. They should just all die. And
Like if they're all programmed to like murder each other, then the Macago could just like sit there and everyone fucking dies.
and then if you really want to be anal, then we could attach a bunch of stats to the Pokemon because they can all stand next to Magcargo and not get burned alive. So like,
I mean, but then the trainers can also stand next to Macago and get them alive. So like, are the trainers fireproof?
sorry,
Now we're asking the real question.
I'm making a
Oh,
poll.
oh my
What's
God,
the
we're
poll?
live.
We are live. Can you believe it? Also, chat, don't
All the
worry. The
Pokemon.
the people, the other two people, should be getting here at some point. I'm assuming that time zones messed somebody up, and they are not here. But and I was gonna wait, but I felt like we could talk about things. We could talk about the important things in life, um, such as the fact that I forgot to post that we are live on X and or Twitter.
We're live on
All the
X.
Pokemon versus 1 billion. How many Pokemon are there?
Like 1,000,
989, I think.
almost. No, there's 1,000.
Well, no, all the Pokemon includes like God, you know?
This is what I'm saying.
1025. I feel like we could take God.
I could take them.
Well, can the lions reproduce?
Can the Pokemon not reproduce?
I mean, there's
Well, I
only
don't know.
one of each type, right? No,
Maybe
one of
eggs.
each like species of Pokemon. So like,
Yeah,
can they
but there's
crossbreed?
one Ditto. You're missing one important factor.
I don't know. Can hold on? Can Ditto reproduce?
There's one Ditto. He's going to be very busy.
Can Ditto breed with any Pokemon?
Yes.
Oh yeah, he can. Yeah, no mind.
It would be an endless
Pokemon
war.
win. Pokemon win.
Can the lions operate Pokeballs?
That's
No.
a very good question.
No, they cannot.
What if we give
Wait.
the lions?
Can Ditto breed with God and make two gods?
1 billion might be a lot, but one of the Pokemon is hotter than the sun, canonically.
Dude, that's
Like,
always like what the argument is. It's like the Pokemon side will always just say like, yeah, but there's some Pokemon that are gods, and the lions that will just be like, 1 billion is a big number, by the way.
1 billion's a big ass number.
How about I delete all but one of the lions because I am God? It's a non-argument. You're wrong if you voted for lions. Congrats.
This is a surprisingly common. Who would win, Infinite Lions or the Sun? I think the Infinite Lions win because the Infinite's a big number.
Infinite, no, but see, it depends on what you mean by winning. If you mean which one would be left at the end, it's obviously the lions because infinite is an infinite number of lions, and you could just keep adding mass to the.
What? All the lions use
I
their
think-
special skill. What? What's going on?
Special skill copulate.
What about infinite +1? That's a good point, actually. I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, you see, infinities can be larger than other infinities.
Is there
so
is
that
there
just-
any animal on Earth that if there were 1 billion of them, they could beat the Pokemon? It's like no, right?
I mean, 1 billion humans could beat the planet. I feel like it. Could
1
be
billion
that thing.
humans? 1 billion humans
Indeed.
couldn't fit on the planet. Or no, oh, I'm an idiot. No.
You're really
No.
smart.
No, I
Why?
figured it out. I figured it out. Okay, I got it. I stopped myself. I'm stupid. My brain forgot that there aren't 8 million humans on the planet, or 8 billion humans on the planet.
I feel like you're not conceptualizing the largeness of billion.
Guys, have you ever looked at a building and been like, wow, there's like 5 people in there? And then you look at a city and you're like, wow, there's 5 people in all those buildings. It's kind of crazy. Arceus just decides what lions don't exist. He says, no, I don't think that I will.
Wait, hold on. I need to. Can Arceus breathe?
We've lost Alan.
He's dead.
Guys, can we get an F in the chat for Alan? He's dead.
Now we're waiting for the fish show on a stick.
Now we'll see. Now we're waiting for Alan.
God damn it.
Also, for Grim and Chad is concerned. I'm fine. If you're referring to like there were like tsunamis and stuff in Japan, I wasn't anywhere close to that, so I'm good. But thank you.
Wait, there were?
Yeah, there were like tsunamis and shit.
Oh wow.
Typhoons, hurricanes, basically every national disaster happened. National. Every national disaster happened at the same time. All the Pokemon versus 1 billion chaos.
Isn't national
Ooh, I can't
disaster
talk.
like the?
Ooh, man, we're off to a good start. I love not being
Oh,
able to speak.
Was. No, my brain stopped working when you said that. It's fine.
Oh my gosh, guys, Alan's back. We revived him. We did it.
Yeah, my internet did the cool thing where it dies for like 30 seconds.
What?
Real.
That's so cool. I hope it does that 10 more times during the podcast.
It's usually only once.
Aw, darn it.
Hard to disappoint.
But yeah, we can probably talk about things such as the state of TF2. I wanted to. I guess I can hold on. I'm gonna grab a thing real quick. You guys can keep talking about 1 billion lines.
You know, through the grapevine, I heard that TF2 really isn't the same anymore.
Guys, I have it on good authority that TF2 might not be the same anymore. What do you guys think?
I think it's the same. Never change.
I feel like it would be so funny if, like, TheWhatShow boots up this stream, like, oh, they're back. And it's like, wait, why is my name in the title? Oh.
Did I agree to this? I'm not. How could I? Grim in chat. I want to tell you, I have not played TF2 in a while. Okay. Now I haven't played Overwatch in even longer, but I haven't been
He's
playing.
been playing Overwatch.
I haven't been playing. I haven't been playing. I don't play the game that I talk about. I play the game that I talk about not that often. And you know what?
Shalad Angel?
Yes, Shalad is Angel.
Yes.
Guys, Shalad.
Never played TF2 in your entire life. That's, you know what? Respectable.
It's all a psyop. But yeah, I just wanted to share that. I want us to kind of talk about that a little bit. I'm going to pull it up on stream in a bit. If I can.
Will save TF2 result in significant action from Valve?
Yeah. This is something I oh gosh, that's the wrong. That's the video we're watching. That's not what I wanted. Yeah, there we go.
Like the most recent, like, wave?
Whichever, however you want to phrase this question.
It was asked like a week ago, so
It was 3 days.
Well, I mean, this. I mean, since the previous year of Save TF2,
Hmm.
we got the tweet and it was like whatever that they sort of like put a band-aid on the bots for like a little bit.
In some places, apparently, they didn't even do that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but like to talk about the more recent, like when people just started saying it again on Twitter, it got like trending, but not super trending for like a significant amount of time because it wasn't like an organized thing. Last time it was like an organized event, like on this day we're gonna like, I'll talk about TF2 and why it needs to be saved
Yeah.
and how we can save it. Or not even that. People weren't even like suggesting how to save it. They were kind of just like, I love TF2, please save it. And Valve was like, okay.
And then Valve was like, "Oh, if you say so."
But I mean, this time it wasn't organized, and so it wasn't like you would have to organize it, and you have to do it consistently, like once a month, or I would say once a year. Like if they want something to happen, I would say do Save TF2 once a year. I suggested this last stream, and I don't think anyone was very receptive to it. But you just do it like once a year. Instead of doing Save TF2, you do Save TF2 2024, and the next year Save TF2 2025. It's like a yearly thing. And then Wheezy was like, "It's like Black History Month." That's what he said.
Yeah, which was, man, that last stream was something. That was an experience. I've blocked most of it out from my memory. As far as
We should have the TF2 history month.
we should have the what?
We should have the What Show on this podcast right now.
Could you imagine if we had the What Show on this podcast? That would be crazy. It's such a good bit. I genuinely have no idea where they are.
Wait, because they haven't showed up yet, are we allowed to talk shit?
What? No, we're allowed to talk shit regardless of if they. We could. You could say whatever you'd like. Okay.
I don't want to say anything though. They're so cool.
What? What?
Here's what I'll say: Fish stick on a stick is like a huge idiot. He thinks the bonk atomic punch is good. So
I.
The bonk atomic.
I.
No,
Look.
I
All.
quite like the bump punch.
But is it good though?
No, but I like it.
I think that the bonk atomic punch is pretty bad. All across the
Let's
board.
go.
It's. I don't think Scout has many good secondaries.
No, but it makes him invincible. How can you say it's bad?
Because it's.
You can't hit him.
So true. Wow, how could I be so blind?
He's too fast.
he's real. Wow. It's not even a free escape tool, person in chat.
You have to have time to deploy it.
And if you are hit during it makes it where you move at like a heavy speed, and
yeah,
that
I mean,
effect carries over. So then when the second it wears off, you just die. So it's like
Scout's legs are also a pretty good free escape tool. Like you can just run.
yeah, it's so true, so true.
No, instead you stand still for 4 seconds.
Like the bonk isn't even really good against. I knew it was gonna happen. The bonk isn't even really good against sentries because of that. The if you get hit, it does slow down damage. If they took away that, it would be more good.
What do you mean you get hit? It slows you down.
So for every tick of damage that you were supposed to take while the bonk is active, it gives you a slowdown effect, and it scales depending on how much damage you take.
Yeah.
After the effect ends, they receive a 5-second slowdown based on the amount of damage they absorb when invulnerable.
Yeah, I mean,
Is
I
that
don't really
always?
think it's just like after it wears off, it's like for a couple seconds. I don't really think that's the worst thing about it. I just think the fact that you take knockback during it is like
Oh, that
kind
too.
of bullshit.
That too. It's pretty bad for that reason as well. If there's a pyro on the other team, you just lose.
And sentry knockback is insane. Like, I mean, aside from bonk, this might be like a hot take, but I do think sentry knockback on its own is like a little too much, and it should be kind of reduced.
I don't know. Also, people in chat saying just hit A and D.
Have you played
True,
TF2?
that's a bug, and that should be fixed.
True, but I was just gonna say like, you guys know that like you can't just strafe your way out of every situation, like that doesn't just.
I mean, you kind of can though.
You can't just hit A and D to escape. Like, you need to hit W and S at some point, right? Or am I just bad? Maybe I'm just bad, and everyone else can
Well-
instantly recalibrate their movement to counter the slowdown. Hello.
I wonder if strafing, like, that got me thinking. I wonder if strafing I wonder if Scout can get some height with the double jump and everything. So I wonder how much strafing is actually part of the kit there. By strafing, I don't mean just A and D. I mean like TF2 surf map style. Like we're in a fucking Leafy video in 2014.
You said
I'm not a good enough Scout player to know one way or the other.
If you just wait, so Chad, if you hold down A and D and you like and then you hit W, it just doesn't. It fixes the stuff. Doesn't that mean
Not
you go
hold
diagonal?
down. You have to like alternate.
Well, no, you just like spam Andy like really fast while walking forward, and you don't get slowed down as much. That's the bug. But the
Oh.
thing is, like, I feel like that should be fixed. But I also feel like they could just do something where they don't have to fix that. They could probably just remove the slowdown effect altogether. It applies to like 3 things,
Yeah.
and they could like the Natasha. I feel like you could buff the Natasha by, instead of making it so that or not buff it, but like rework it, because when you get slowed down by the Natasha, it's not very fun. Like, it sucks to get slowed down like that. So if instead of like it slowing down people, if they made it just so like when you're revved up with a Natasha, you moved faster than you would with another minigun, that's an idea, I guess.
It's an idea that the thing about that is that heavy is so slow anyway. I don't know if it would matter that much. And usually
Yeah.
when the Natasha is good is against a Scout who's trying to run like horizontally, right?
Yeah.
So it kind of defeats the thing it's built to sort of counter, I guess, and doesn't really give you that much of a benefit because you're already heavy.
The idea is to just like, instead of making it so that whenever you shoot someone, they're slowed down, and it's that instead of that, at any given time, you are just generally a bit faster.
Like normal heavy walking, or like between normal heavy walking speed and like normal minigun.
Yes, something like that. I wouldn't be able to give like an exact number.
It could work. It kind of makes it like a whole different weapon, though, is the issue, because then it's more like this is I peek corners as heavy, the weapon, instead of.
Yeah, but that's kind of all of Heavy's weapons to an extent. Like, it's just like the weapon.
It might just become the meta because you can just go out and into a cover really quickly. Be interesting to see, though.
I was gonna say this. The Sandman as well is another like slowdown weapon. I think you should just replace. I feel like this is a common thing that gets suggested. Just replace the slowdown with like a marked for death effect.
Ooh, that would be. But that could be. Ooh, that could be really rough though. Like, that could be really rough. Like, unless the mark for death effect lasts like half a second. In which case it could be just useless. But I don't know. That would need some serious retooling, because that's just giving many crits to your team potentially, depending on how long the mark for death effect lasts.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to make it too long. I mean, then again, like, the Fan of War exists. Like, that's a weapon that's in the game.
Yeah.
You seem to be against things that mess with your ability to move.
I mean, not. I mean, well, yeah, I guess generally. I don't like Air Blast either.
You don't like Air Blast. You don't like Sentry Knockback. Things that slow. You know, coincidentally, that has a lot in common with the video we were going to watch today.
Movement.
Oh my gosh, it's about guys, did you know that we're watching a video by legendary TF2 YouTuber, and also he makes other content, I guess, Funk?
Did you know you have legs?
Did you just call Funk a TF tuber?
I'm memeing. But no, yeah,
There's so much more.
we're making #1 Funk fan in the call. Yeah, we were
I fucking love funk.
we were asked or I think it was Tony who asked on before the call was like, what people would you want to have on the podcast who you could like reasonably see yourself getting on? And I gave a few answers, but I'm assuming Alan's answer would be Funk.
Funk? I would love to have Funk on. I can talk to Funk. We can be funky together. Can talk about Tribes Ascend.
I'm pretty sure that's one of the topics of discussion.
Yeah,
or no, he makes
brings
a
it
joke
up
about
briefly as a joke because that game is very dead.
Mm.
Rest in peace.
Also, people in chat. Two things. One, Hey simply said, "How long do you give the sleepy bags to sleep up or to wake up?" I don't know the answer to that question. I don't think they'll be terribly long. I hope they're not terribly long. Both of them were well. I know what was incredibly enthusiastic to be here. So I'm assuming he might have just overslept. But no, we will press on and keep going. We do have things to talk about, so it's not like we're short on conversation points to get into before the video actually starts.
When he gets here, we gotta make him feel like complete shit. We gotta all like.
I cannot believe. Are you 20 minutes late? Are you serious right now?
Are you real? Or is this real? How dare you?
This was your one shot and you blew it.
Do you know who I am?
You're ruined. You'll never work in the industry again. So a Woogie in chat mentioning the niche TF2 called the Germa 985. No one knows that guy anymore. He never uploads anymore. If we could get Germa on somehow, I don't think that's ever gonna happen. Because he's only like been on the official podcast, I think. But Germa's a legend.
I like the idea that Nerdsauce said in chat. The what was going to come, but then he actually watched the previous stream and he changed his mind. R.I.P. The what. May he rest in peace. This is not clickbait.
Were we even like overly harsh? Like, what was the worst thing we said about the video last time?
I said that I hate it when people feel the need to say things that have already been said by other people, but don't do it in like an interesting way or in a way that differentiates themselves from the other people who've said the same thing.
Yeah, I guess.
That was probably the harshest thing that was said about his video. Oh, that, and I guess that he basically just said a bunch of things Zesty said, but like worse. I think those were the two worst things that we said. Most of the bad stuff about that stream had nothing to do with the what. At least not that I remember. But yeah. We did not. I don't think we called his mom fat. Did we call his mom fat? Did that happen?
I don't believe so.
The constructive criticism when we called his mom fat.
That's how that's really what's gonna make him a good TF2 YouTuber, and that's what he's gonna go down in the books because if his mom loses some weight, then he's definitely becoming a better TF2 YouTuber.
Listen, this video is not that bad, but like your mom is fat. You understand this, right? You really need to solve this issue if you want to make it to the big league.
Yo, you have 100,000 subscribers. You could have 100 million subscribers if your mom would just lose some fucking weight. Oh shit.
Clip that out of context.
Don't clip that out of context, chat. These are all wonderful things that I don't believe them. But yeah, no,
these are all wonderful things that I place my full faith in.
No,
I love it.
I know that's not true. I would never. But yeah, no, they will be here. I wish you luck with editing, simply. Yeah. Let's we could talk about. I wanted to talk about these two comments that I got on that poll.
Okay.
I posted both of them in the Discord, but we can go over the one that's actually on screen right now. If I can like tab over there and be a competent podcasting host. There we go.
For the record, chat, we should this is in response to a poll that was, will the save TF2 result in significant action from Valve?
Yeah.
To which 90% of people said no.
And 10% of people said yes. Um, this comment goes, not if it remains so scattered and disorganized. Without a figurehead pushing people on and without a set date, it's just going to continue to flounder. Imagine a protest where a few dozen people show up in different parts of the city on different days. Whatever that accomplishes will be less than if they all amass together on the same day in the same critical location.
Yeah, I mean, true. Because like recently, everyone was just like, "Yeah, Valve DMCA'd someone, and also the item servers are down." This seems like a time when we could maybe say save TF2 instead of saying like setting a date like they did last time. That's what you need to do. But
Yeah,
you know, I mean, I've already said that, so
yeah, they definitely didn't like plan, or I don't know who they is, but like when people just kind of went about saying the things, uh, I think that th- they didn't. No one thought in. No one. There was a whole plan, as we as we learned very eloquently last time. There was a whole plan that went into save TF2 as a concept. The first
yeah.
time it happened, and that's why it elicited such a response from both the community and from Valve themselves. Of course, as we discussed briefly, or I say briefly for like an hour, but last time it was something that where the problems that TF2 Save TF2 was about, they weren't something that were really identified and like elaborated on in any way. Um, so yeah, I think that this even might be an overcorrection in the opposite direction, where a lot of people seem to really be wanting to identify the problem, but they're not. It's too little, too late. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, I think Wheezy provided some insight to it last time. To my understanding, they like started out and they were just like, "What if we did this?" And then they did it, and then as it got bigger, they got more excited and lost sight of like the actual issues and were just like, "We love TF2, let's save TF2," instead of saying like, "Fuck, please get rid of the bots, Valve." Like,
Yeah, and like what I think what a lot of people forget is that like he like Valve did a bunch of stuff. They did like very small like fixes. A lot of community fixes got put into the game. Contrary to what what said last time. But like, a lot of community fixes got put into the game, and I think that that often goes overlooked when we recount what actually happened as a result of Save TF2, because for as small as those things are, they did happen. They were real. They were actual effects. The lock and load was being fixed was the closest thing anyone
Iron
got to a
bomb, you mean?
what?
Lock and load iron bomb.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, the Iron Bomber. This happened last time too. We could not remember any of the demo primaries, but no, the Iron Bomber getting fixed was like one of the closest things that happened. Yeah. So this was the closest thing that happened to a weapon rebalancing last time. So I think that that was something. That was something of value that we could probably put in Valve's like a point in Valve's corner that they actually did something right. But overall, it was still a massive failure, simply because it got so decentralized.
right. I can't remember if someone said this last time or like it might have even like I might have even said this last time and just forgot. But like when you have a video game, you need to like consistently update and like further development of its anti-cheat. And if you
Mm-hmm.
don't do that, then the cheaters just like
When
that they'll develop new cheats to counteract it. So it's like it's like it's really like difficult for especially a company like Valve that just doesn't do anything to do because it's supposed to be like I mean to my understanding like with big game companies
yeah
it's like a constant war between them developing an anti-cheat and cheaters developing their cheats.
yeah
And with Valve it's just like impossible.
yeah no I absolutely agree. I think that most of all it's especially for TF2 a game that where the community is notorious for being we'll say extreme in the way that it does everything, like very extreme love, very extreme hate, very extreme chaos, and that kind of extends to the hacking scene where like to what end do cheaters have to do botters have to enter the games and like ruin it? It's like, well, basically none. Like they don't get anything out of it. aside from I guess strange weapons, which I'm assuming but that those counts don't get transferred. So it's like a matter of just ruining the game, and that they do it anyways because that is the kind of people who play this game, and those are the kinds of people who play this game to an extreme degree, you know. So,
Yeah.
to those people especially are going to be looking to further develop cheating to its absolute zenith just because of the nature of TF2 as a game.
Yeah, I think we're lucky to have the vote kick button. I feel like a lot of modern games don't have something like that. You just report and then hope the company deals with it.
Yeah.
But you know, with TF2, we can vote kick.
But the trade-off is
Yeah.
that a lot of modern games have like good anti-cheat, or at least
Yeah,
or
yeah.
at least somewhat competent like development of
Better.
their anti-cheat. Yeah. Also, I just like the analogy of like this version of Save TF2 was just a bunch of people who showed up in different parts of a city. Like
That's a good analogy.
it's a
Yeah.
pretty good analogy. I enjoyed and appreciated the use of yeah. I enjoyed. I thought this was a good analogy.
You're gonna protest, it's got to be organized.
Yeah,
Want to
absolutely.
make an impact.
And then the other one I wanted to look at was this one. Would Alan, would you like to read this one out?
Myropane said, "No, doing what we did last time won't get anything done because why would this time be any different? A boycott will never happen as well. Valve are no longer a small video game development company. They're a big hardware and software company that releases tech demos for their latest technology every 5 to 10 years, whilst prancing around throwing TF2 quote-unquote updates and crates and their CS/Dota equivalents. From games littered with microtransactions and bugs to staying silent on anything professional screenshot taker."
You didn't get the full thing.
I'm really competent. Okay, hold on. We're gonna
Levi, the professional screenshot taker.
I'm
You can
so
tell because
competent.
of how professional it is.
Yes, absolutely. So I'm so good.
I'm gonna guess it says staying silent on anything having to do with actually supporting the games or something, or the issues that are actually affecting the game.
To staying silent on anything happening at all, people still continue to blow money up Valve's ass, and ass is censored with $2 signs, by the way. And it's not them not updating TF2. I mean, nothing can last forever. The state of their communication is just an example of hundreds of things they're doing wrong. People will always buy CS cases or TF2 crates and MVM tickets. No protest is going to get anything done. It will just pressure the existing 2 developers and make them want to work on TF2 less, if anything. There you go. That's the full quote.
Isn't it 1 developer?
I also was going to say, I'm pretty sure it's not even 2 developers, it's 1.
Probably
Eric
like
Smith on top.
Yeah, no.
Three groundhogs in a trench coat.
Yeah, no, it's certainly nothing substantial in the way by any means. Not a substantial amount of people are working on TF2.
I mean, he's right though. The issue with any of these things is that you can't really force Valve to respond. At the end of the day, TF2 is basically, I mean, they could do something with it. It's like a giant IP, right? But
Yeah.
the game as it is has kind of been done for a good 5 years already.
Yeah.
As far as development goes, and they, like he says, they're focusing on the Steam Deck and software support for the giant category of games to run on Linux.
Yeah.
And they're doing great things in those kinds of fields, right? But means they don't really care about TF2 that much, which, like, even if you hit them where it hurts in the wallet, I mean, I don't have the numbers, right? We need like fucking Zesty in here to bring up the receipts, but
yeah,
I can't imagine that TF2 makes up a terribly large proportion of their income.
Well, last year, not last year, I don't know why I said that. Last stream, last podcast, Zesty said like it makes up like a percentage, like 8% of their like annual revenue, but it's like nothing, but it's enough for them to keep it running, or something like that. I forget exactly And also, I think part of the reason why TF2 is kept running is like influence. It's like for the same reason, like it's like the same reason that it's like the same reason that YouTube is kept running by Google. Like YouTube, by most accounts, isn't profitable, but what it lacks in funding, it makes up for in influence. Like the YouTube has basically a monopoly on video streaming, and it's a huge deal for Google. So, and I think TF2 is kind of a similar thing, to an extent.
Yes, so for save TF2, you'd probably have to not focus on the money as much. I mean, that's good too, right?
Yeah.
Don't let perfect be the enemy of the good, but I think you'd have to focus more on how does this look bad for them, and how does this affect this IP that is kind of a symbol of Valve at this point, because it's been around for so long and because it's been on such a phenomenon in the internet for so long.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm not exactly sure how to accomplish that, and it would have to be consistent, like the other comment said, you know? It can't just be like, oh, we're dropping this diss track or whatever
To diss track.
on this day, and that's it.
Wait, okay, no, that's not a bad idea.
Valve diss track.
Can we,
Valve
guys, I will be in the Valve diss track, okay? We could make this a reality.
Have the mercs talk shit about Gabe Newell.
Can we get an F in the chat for Angel? Angel is gone, guys. This is so sad.
God damn it.
Something came up.
Can we get an F?
Also, to say that Valve is now a hardware and software company, no longer a game company, is like very true. Because Valve has always been about innovation, and you know, updating TF2 isn't innovative, and like, you know, it's just like they're not going to release Half-Life 2 Episode 3. They're going to release Half-Life Alyx on VR, and then they're going to release Half-Life 3 in like an 8-dimensional virtual reality realistic experience, you know.
You go to the what's the fucking holodeck? Is that what it's called in Star Trek?
I don't remember.
It's been a minute.
But they just have this need to innovate, and it's like, just do what the people want. Fuck you.
Yeah, I get the argument that people. I think it's good. The things they're doing for Linux right now are really good. You know,
for sure,
because they've got the whole I forget what their compatibility layer is called, but it's like Wine but 10 times better, and you can run a bunch of stuff that you just couldn't run as well before on Linux instead of Windows. And the Steam Deck is a really cool machine, you know.
It's interesting. Sorry, this is the reference to Valve's like. Valve is really weird as a company because a lot of companies, especially, you know, like Nintendo, Sony, specifically those two, even Sega to an extent, they're kind of milking, or maybe not milking, but they rely heavily on nostalgia and transferring their IPs from generation to generation. You know, with like the Mario's, you know, like, oh, there's this Mario game, it's like the old one, and then there's this Mario game that's like the new cutting edge one, right? Valve isn't interested in any of the money that's in that. They've kind of just stopped. Like, there's not a single what is it? There's not a single game there's not even an attempt to bridge the gap between old players of like Half-Life 2 and TF2 to like the modern era. Like, that doesn't exist. They're just sort of like, well, here's Counter-Strike 2 on our new source engine. It's more or less a tech demo. It's very interesting because you would think that they would see more money in that because of what their peers are doing. And I don't even know if it's better or worse. A lot of people would prefer that they would have, I don't know, reverence for the stuff that they've already made, whether that's the reason why they're doing things or not. But it's interesting, you know. I think it's worth might be worth noting that as a difference.
I don't even know, like, because Valve is so huge, you know, they own Steam. How big of a motivator can money even be? They have to have so much, right? Like, I feel like they have to just be like a bunch of like middle-aged men, you know, old men sitting around just kind of like really slowly paced working on stuff that they're kind of passionate about.
Yeah.
Like that's what I imagine Valve to be. Even though, like, I mean, it could be completely different, but
I
that's
mean,
just
you're not entirely wrong. My information about Valve is a little out of date, but what I remember is that people just kind of work on the projects they want to work on at the time,
yeah.
which is great if you're working there, right? And it's great when that project actually gets finished. But it also means because when people they really want to be working on that project, that means they're gonna pour their heart into it, right? And you
Yes.
get Half-Life 2 or whatever. But
Yeah, and that's the thing is like if you have someone there that's like a because I remember hearing about like a writer that was enthusiastic about like going back to Portal, like we need to make Portal 3, but it's like if you have someone like that, like you have like we need to make Half-Life 3 now, you need to like get everyone else on board because you can't make a game like that on your own, and you have to get everyone else to just stop what they're doing, be like, guys, please, I like can we do this? And I think that's why Half-Life Alyx took so long. They had to get everyone else. They had to pull everyone else away from Half-Life Alyx, and then like really hone in on it for like a couple years. And then it's like, okay, let's take a break now. And so it might be like another 15 years until we get anything significant from Valve. And I doubt anything significant will be a TF2 update. They're probably just gonna focus on like other IPs.
yeah, I'm a little pessimistic about the future of most of their older IPs.
I'm a bit pessimistic about the future of like games, you know.
I don't know about
Like in
that.
general.
Well, like I think that like there's the I don't know, there's a matter of like indie games are doing indie titles are doing really well, but you know, the rest of it is like all of the AAA stuff is
Yeah,
not
I mean,
that great.
I much prefer indie games because the AAA games are getting so fucking it's expensive. It's insane. Like I haven't bought like a single new game in years.
I haven't. The last major AAA game the last AAA game I bought was Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga.
Does that count as AAA?
It's made
I
by a
guess it
AAA
does.
developer, so yes, and it was
Damn.
$70. I paid AAA price for it.
For a Lego game?
Yes, a one that I enjoyed a lot more than some people did.
At least it's cheaper than the Legos themselves, am I right?
That's true. Legos are massively expensive. Also, I'm going to go grab a backup video for us to watch in the meantime. So you guys keep talking.
All right.
Okay.
I think the last AAA game I got was Cyberpunk and on sale for $30, which is a steal. And before that, it was Red Dead 2, which if you haven't played, it's highly recommended.
I haven't.
It's really good.
I don't. Well, I'm gonna like go to my games and sort by like release date. If I can figure out how to do that.
Yeah, if you can get past some of the Rockstar quirkiness with Red Dead 2, or if you willfully don't notice it, then it's a great time. But
This is
what's that then? Why so?
I'm sorry. I
Serious?
think I might have found our backup video. Full disclosure, I have not seen this video, but I feel like the title might be worth it. The title
Is it the same watch together length?
No, I'll add it to the watch together room. Hold on.
Okay.
Because it's a long one, but if the other guys join, we can switch to our original plan.
this is hello, welcome, good.
It's
is-
called
What-
it's called TF2 Deserves to Die.
Oh,
I have not.
someone in chat was
Base.
was saying unpopular opinion, but is it such a bad thing if TF2 dies?
Devil's
It's on
advocate,
Reddit.
is it so bad to just give up on TF2?
That was it. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the one. I am down to temporarily change gears until I can hear back from the other two guests and
Rogue.
talk
How
about
do we get Rogue on the podcast? Is he awake?
who.
The person who made the video.
I highly doubt we
Yeah,
could just
we have to
message-
collect more TF tubers.
We have to collect this. Okay, so guys, this will be the first time I actually have to say this. This video was made by a person. Don't go out of your way to make fun of or harass this person. They have they are not a very well known individual, and this is the first video that's really gotten traction for them, and they've got a huge amount of backlash for it. Please
dislikes.
please don't harass or say anything negative or overly negative to them about the video that they've made. So it's not right. Don't do it. Okay. With that aside, we're going to talk about TF2 deserves to die. Apparently. Are you guys down to have a little impromptu portion of the stream?
Sure.
I'm down. It probably beats my idea, which was a atomic punch in real life.
Atomic punch in real life.
Yeah, bonk atomic punch in real life. How to make.
Oh, this is. Well, you should add that to the suggestions list, though. That would be something. All right.
You can call their mom fat, but only if it's constructive criticism.
Only constructive criticism here. No. Calling their mom fat in a constructively critical way. Okay, you guys ready?
Sure.
Okay.
Hello, welcome, good evening. This is TF2 deserves its death, and
Oh my gosh.
people are immediately disliking off of the title, and it's not meant to be that way. It's not like that's not the point. I'll get into it. There's gonna be a live commentary. Tyler McVicker made a video yesterday.
What on earth is this HUD?
It's red and black.
And the neon green's the part that's throwing me off.
Oh yeah.
You got
Do you use a custom HUD, Lucid?
I use Sunset HUD.
I've never used a custom HUD.
There are some that are good. I like some of them. I will vouch for some of the custom HUDs.
I don't doubt it. I've just never bothered to take the time to install one.
Yeah, no, they are good. They are pretty good. Better than TF2's default for certain. But yeah, no, this HUD is something.
The colors are aggressive.
They are an artistic choice, we'll say.
Then he did a little update post on it, but talking about how Valve was like striking YouTubers because they were showing like TF2 content. There's a new Gary's Mod type game. Some modders or whoever were making a Source 2 version of TF2 using that new Gary's Mod type game, and apparently got completely shut down by Valve, like cease and desist or something like that. So that's awful. That Tyler, I will link that.
You guys wanna look at this playtime, and we're gonna be judgmental or Man's played.
Yeah.
He's played the two most important classes for. I'm fucking around. He's played the two most he's played heavy and medic for the least amount, which I think is most people. I think a lot of people in TF2 don't play those two classes.
I mean, that's true. I mean, my hours are like heavy and medic are definitely towards the bottom for me, but I've been playing when I play, which I don't play a lot lately, but when I do, I find myself playing heavy and medic.
Yeah, no, this is I think heavy and medic are like classes you kind of start to appreciate more the longer you play the game. I could be wrong.
Yeah, true.
I haven't played the game long enough to know.
Tyler McVicker video down in the description. Seeing all of that, it's unexpected.
Also, how dare he link a video from my clone down in the description? Gosh.
Have you? Because you didn't know who Tyler McVicker was,
No,
right?
I had no
Before
idea.
people started calling you that. Have you checked out any of his stuff since?
I checked out the video that's being referenced here, and I wanted to cover it for
Okay.
this on this stream, but I decided against it because it's just like it's just
just like TF2 news slop kind of thing.
yeah, it's not content that I think is worth covering per se. There's not much interesting to say about it from like a construction perspective.
For a lot of people, hearing him talking about that stuff, I just immediately go, that makes sense. It makes perfect sense to me that Valve would actually do that shit and act like that, even though Valve is built on their entire company is built off of mods to begin with. So
What? You guys agree with that, or
Valve, their entire
company is built off? How liberal are they getting with the use of that word?
I mean, it's TF2 is a Quake mod, is it not?
TF2 Classic was a Quake mod.
Well, I mean, TF2 would not exist if it weren't for like modding of like some other game.
What was it? Gold Source. Someone's gonna fact check me and say I'm wrong because I probably am. But Gold Source was based on Quake, I believe, and then they ported, which is what they released Half-Life on. And then they developed Source Engine, probably with some of the bones from Gold Source. So indirectly, every single Valve game is basically a Quake mod.
So, but like, are we? I guess
I don't know
also-
if that's what he's getting
Left
at.
4 Dead 2 is a Counter Strike mod, or the original Left 4 Dead was like a Counter Strike mod.
Oh, was it really?
I guess
Well, like internally before it released, or was that another idea they bought up from the community?
Not exactly sure. Probably they got it from the community.
Yeah, they've done that a few times. Valve's really good at that. Like they did it with Portal, right? Is they take this small team at some college somewhere that's doing this one thing, and then they say, "How would you like to have a couple $1 million to make this into like a real thing with marketing and like a creative design, and it can tie into our other universe." You know what I mean? And then you get Portal, which is like a whole, which is great if no one's played Portal somehow.
Yeah, Portal's pretty good. It was like Barnocular Drop or something. Was like the original.
I have been informed that the what has just woken up. By the way.
Let's fucking go.
But yeah, so. But we will press on with this video in the meantime.
Shork's in chat. How's it going,
Hi,
Shork?
Shork. The what is getting here. He will be here eventually. We are getting there. All right. We're talking about how TF2 deserves to die right now. All right.
Fish on the where.
Fish on the where. Yeah. I guess I just don't I hesitate to say that like if we're going to be this liberal with the meaning of the word mod, I don't know. I think a lot of companies could be boiled down to like, oh, they just modded this thing.
Yeah.
Which is my only.
Which is a way you can portray it, but also like is Dota 2 still a mod? You know?
Yeah, like at what point does it become not a mod anymore?
Is what I would say. But
like
I don't know if.
Yeah, no, sorry. Like, are games made with Unreal Engine a mod? Because because
probably not.
Well, because Unreal Engine is based off of just what was used to make Unreal Tournament. Like Unreal Tournament was made, then Unreal Engine was made to mimic games like Unreal Tournament, and then therefore, I don't know. I feel like you could get really liberal with this.
Could also be going for the like all of the content recently is just community created. Although he said the company as a whole, right? So it means like I don't know exactly what the point is, but
yeah, I'm not also don't know how much this matters is my thing.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
No, there's that. A public server. I want to see if we could run into bots because I've seen a lot of people. There's a bot. Okay, that's a bot. All right, this is exactly what I wanted. I wanted to show off the bots because apparently it is down bad horrendous. And by the looks of it, it literally is down bad horrendous. All right, it's it's narcissistic.
What a wild way! What a wild way to describe TF2.
Down bad horrendous.
TF2 is down bad horrendous. I mean, I remember the mini century drama, the mini century drama that was taking place on the Reddit like.
Oh
half a year
yeah,
ago.
I remember that too.
TF2 might be down bad horrendous. They might be onto something.
Community is for sure.
Shork in chat said, "Why does this sound like an evil version of Great Blue?" That's actually not wrong. I want to hear him say. TF2 dying has always been a strange case to me.
TF2 deserves its death. I was gonna make a video on this, and I think I deleted the editing or the recording that I had. And something that I wanted to change was to be way less negative. I was gonna make a video. I was gonna have a whole video where I was just like, I don't want to be negative. I don't want to talk talk shit, about stuff. I don't want to be like this sucks, because I always say this sucks and that sucks, and I want to be.
He's here.
He has arrived. Hello.
He's here.
Hello. It is good to see you. Hold on, let me turn you up real quick.
For before we move on, I wanted to say for this video, I kind of really like the premise, which is he's got the counters in the top left of how many servers are worth playing on.
And it's a little data collection.
Yeah,
I think it's a good
that's a good point to make.
right, because he's talking in the whole video, but it's better than normal gameplay because it lends itself to what he's trying to argue.
Yeah, I agree. It's something you don't often see with videos of this nature. But yeah, hi, hello.
Hi, good to be here.
We're glad to have you. People have been asking for the past hour or so where you've been. And
I didn't know it started already. I got the time zone wrong. That's
yeah,
my bad.
you see, I said that, but I was still being accused of clickbait.
And you got here
He
before
wasn't
fish. So.
clickbaiting everybody. I got the time wrong. That's on me.
We ended up doing a warm up video, which we will not finish. We're talking about how TF2 deserves to die.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Good. Get rid of it, I say.
I think we should.
Game sucks anyway.
I think we should throw it out. You know, the game
Yeah.
has some issues, and therefore we should just delete it from Steam. That's my thoughts.
Everyone should move over to Overwatch too.
That's so true, actually. That's so right. Man, I miss when that game was good.
Yeah.
Everyone should move over to Geometry Dash. Like,
We should all play.
That is also true.
We should
That is
all play
also true.
Rats Instagib.
We should.
You guys play Rats Instagib? It's a great game.
I've never even heard of that.
That's
Oh, he's
so
a fake
sad.
German
Hold on.
fan.
No, wait, no. We are diverting the point of the stream again. Hold on 1 second.
Let's go.
The what? Introduce yourself to people who definitely don't know you.
Okay, so hi, I am TheWhatShow. I was the subject of last episode. If you watched that, I mostly make TF2 videos, although recently I've been trying to branch out into other genres as well. Good to be here.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Good to have you.
It is good to have you,
Yeah.
indeed. I know I told you this privately, but I'm more than happy to say it again. The point of the point of last stream was not to talk about how awful you are. Believe it or not. The point of this show, though it often gets a little bit swept under the rug, is to talk about YouTube and what makes a good video, what makes a bad video, and you know, and that was the point of the discussion last stream.
Someone give the what a coffee. How do they know I just woke up?
I think you said it.
Oh, really? Apologies if I am a little groggy because I did just wake up a bit early, but I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. Before we actually start talking to you about your video that we covered last week, I want to show you Rats Instagib because it's a game that exists. Could you have you joined the Watch Together room?
Is that like a Discord activity?
No,
No,
it's
it's
just scroll up in the chat. It's the link that says Watch Together.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah. TF2 gives its strongest fights to its most sleepiest warriors.
I like that.
Nah, I'm already woken up.
No, okay.
I'm already back.
Problem solved. We are so back.
Rats instinct.
I think I've seen this in like a back
lore.
But
I
we
wish
could,
it was.
yeah, we could make this a Rats Instagib podcast and just talk
We
about
really
Rats
could.
Instagib.
I. How about we don't do that?
No, aw.
He's not into it.
I knew someone was gonna dissent. This is so sad.
Well,
We do
like, what is
outvote
it?
him though.
What
That's
are we
true.
doing?
We can kick. We
Rats
can.
Instagib.
We can tie him up to a pole, and we can do like weird chanting noises until he evaporates.
Okay, never mind. I like Rats Instagib. Take it all back.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Anyways, yeah. Let's talk about the TF2. TF2 has always been a strange case to me.
It's always been a strange case to me.
I've heard it's changing, and it's not the same anymore. Would you like to talk about that?
Oh yeah, the video. So yeah, that video, I made it in like 2 to 3 days because I was like in a rush for a trip. Because like I mentioned at the end, like I was going to Europe and I just like wanted to get something out quick to my fans. Like in the meantime, I did not know that video was gonna be put under the microscope. I probably would have put a little more time in the oven if I knew that. But yeah, that was like just like a quick video I got to my fans. There was like if I wanted to go back and I would definitely change up some things.
Yeah.
But yeah, was there anything specific you wanted to talk about with the video?
There are a multitude of things that were said. I guess the good thing to ask would be what would you change? Because that would be my question. If you had more time.
Well, I guess number one is the bots. Bots. I haven't been able to play TF2 in weeks. Like, I'll try to play TF2, I'll hop on, and I'll just, like, for 30 minutes, I'll just get into bot lobby after bot lobby. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna go fucking play Geometry Dash again.
Yes, same, brother.
Yeah. So, yeah, I guess that's the number one thing is just, like, trying to get, like, Valve to notice the bot issue. I feel like should be, like, the number one priority right now.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that like I don't know, I can't speak for everybody, especially like all the other people who aren't in this call right now, because I know we all had wildly different things to say, but my main takeaway was just two main things. Was it was really like tangenty, and that could be, I don't know if that's how. I think if I remember correctly, some of us said, some other people said like that's how you normally are, which I don't really see to be the case. Usually if you tangent, it's for like a joke or a bit, but not for like long periods of time. And in that video, you seemed really directionless. I don't want to sound too harsh.
No, it's fine. It was written in one day. Normally my scripts I take like a week to like 10 days to write. So like that was kind of like, it was kind of rushed by design.
Yeah.
I feel like I just like yeah, like obviously I could have spent more time in the oven with that for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Here's what I'll say. I think as YouTube people, we when we make a video, each video has like its own personal value to us, and we value each video like as we're making it differently than other ones. Like a personal example, I made a video called Relax, TF2 is fine. I made it in literally one day, wrote, recorded one day, and it's like I just got it out there, and it's like just to say one thing, which is like fucking calm down, you know. But then on the other hand, you know, I made this video about cheaters, which I spent like 7-8 months making, and it's like if this video does not do well and if people don't like it, my day is ruined. But I feel like I mean, I don't want to speak for you, but like for that video that we talked about, I feel like I mean, if I were you, if people didn't like that video, it's like, you know, whatever. I mean, I spent like a few days making it, and I don't know, just inconsequential, right?
Yeah, no, that was just like a small like thing to tide over my fans while I was like, because I'm gone for a while because like I was gone on a trip and it was holidays. Like I just wanted to get one thing out before Christmas, basically. Because like you talked about how creators value videos, right? Like my next video is like a 1 out of 10 on the or like a 10 out of 10 on the value scale right now. And like the other one was like a 1.
Yeah, I kind of I can bounce off of that. Like the video I just made that I just released last Monday was something that I put a lot of time and effort into, and it's a video that not very many people will watch, probably because it was a bit too niche, and I didn't market it well. But that aside, it was something that I'm very proud of, like independently of how many people saw it. What really got to me a little bit more was when people started telling me like, this video that you put a lot of time into is like, oh, it didn't convince me, or I disagree with it for this reason. And it's like, man, I could have covered that better. But if I had made that video in like a day, it'd be like, well, I don't know what to tell you. like, so I can definitely see that. You know, you never know when your video is gonna be put under that microscope. You know, a video you spend a day on could be the one that like everyone sees, and you're like, well, that sucks.
But I will add that it is kind of poetic that this video, where like near the end I make this big point about like criticism and like how people should be more open to criticism, and like that video like gets like reviewed under a stream and criticized. Like it's kind of poetic in that sense, so I'm all for it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I chose that video because with the exception of people who we've covered before and people who are on the podcast, not very many people like talking about TF2 in a negative way or saying things in a negative way. I'm sure you heard us. I'm sure you heard us talk about it, but it's like a matter of breaking the status quo in this community, for more so than even others, seems weirdly taboo. And well, it's like
I mean, sorry. I guess it's no, sorry if I'm cutting off.
You go. You're good.
I like over the years I've made like a couple videos about the subject of that, but I mean, I guess I've never really received a huge blowback for it personally, probably just because like it's not like a thing I talk about a lot. Like a couple of videos, like sorry, hold on. So like it's like a couple of videos I've made throughout the years, like we'll talk about that kind of thing, but I've never really received like a big blowback for it.
Yeah, I don't know, because I don't recall that.
There were videos from like a while ago, like this one was 2 years ago. I made it when like you remember the really bad Smith case dropped?
Oh yeah, no, I do.
I made a video railing on it. Like these are years old. Please don't watch these.
No, yeah, I hadn't heard about these. But yeah, no, we hadn't known about them. So it was a matter of like, to us it was like we were, because that was the second major thing was you were saying a bunch of things I had heard people say already, but it was more like a matter of echoing the sentiments you had heard from a lot of other people without really adding your voice into it, which is unusual because usually your voice is one of the stronger ones. Not in terms of the tone of your voice, although that's also true.
Well, your comments would make you believe that my voice is very unique.
Yeah, but like,
or my comments.
Yeah, but the like actual
crazy comments.
The actual things you say are often very, very unique in the way that you say them. So it was weird to hear like the statements I've heard verbatim from other people, and that was probably my biggest takeaway from the video.
Admittedly, because I was like in such like a rush for my trip. That video probably was like a cocktail of like mine, like Fish's and Zesty's thoughts, because like in the days previous, I think I watched like Fish Stick on a Stick, who's also gonna be on the podcast. I think I watched like his video in stream, and like I watched Zesty's stream, and then I'm like, well, I guess I might as well make a video about my thoughts.
Yeah.
And so like, of course, like that's where my video comes from. So admittedly, my video probably like did like probably repeat some things they said. I guess like accidentally, just because like I was in such a head rush at that time. If I were to go back and redo the video, like I feel like it would share a lot of my own thoughts better and not like just come off as like a direct repeat of what other people said.
Yeah, and you know, I think that's something that happens with you with you know, spending more time on stuff.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't. Yeah. It was cool though, getting to hear. Getting to hear your thoughts at all, because a lot of us were, because none of us had heard of those videos from you that you mentioned, so I think that we were all kind of like, oh wow, he agrees, that's crazy.
Yeah, I did watch almost the full stream, and I did notice you guys saying like this is like my first time ever like criticizing like TF2. I felt like that was like implied. Like this is like, if you follow me on Twitter or like you've been watching me for years, you know, like you already know my thoughts on this stuff. I just feel like I didn't like push it as my own well enough in the video, and it came off like I was just like copying a bit. But no, this is all like my own opinions. I do think this
Yeah.
this isn't something like I've just recently developed.
Is there any?
So-
Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna ask real quick. Is there, because I mean we did talk about it. Is there a reason why, Zesty Jesus is the unmentionable?
Oh, you know what? Sometimes when I'm editing, I'll go, "Wouldn't this be funny?" And then the video comes out, and like I feel like the joke gets horribly misconstrued. Cause like I had this like TF2 Lost Media like video. This is related, I promise.
Okay,
And
okay.
I in the script there's like Spy at one point in development had a fire retardant suit, and I'm like, wouldn't it be funny if I censored that word so it made people think I said a slur? So I censored that, and all of the comments are about people who didn't really get that joke, and I still get heat for it. I wrote Zesty Jesus in this script, and I'm like, wouldn't I make it funny if I turn him into some Voldemort figure for the crime of criticizing the game? Like, I did not intend it like I can't even say his name. The joke was kind of like the opposite. Like, I can't believe TF2 Discourse has gotten to the point where you can't even say his name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've done the same thing before.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
So like literally a couple minutes later, I think I do mention him by name, but yeah,
Yeah, you
I guess that came off really bad.
No, I think I got it as a joke, but it really depends on
we thought it was
the eye
funny.
of the beholder and whatnot.
Yeah, we thought it was funny. I think we were all just confused because we couldn't tell if you were joking or not. But either way, it's a good bit. I was gonna my question was going to be, like, what is there anything else that you would like to clear up about the about anything that we said or anything we misconstrued? And you could
Nothing
you
comes
could be harsh.
to mind. I feel like. No, I feel like the big point's a bit addressed.
Nice.
I think I mostly wanted to like clear up like the video was like a side video I made in 3 days.
Yeah, which is fine. Yeah, no, it's cool getting to go over it with the person who made the video. We did the same thing with Fish, and I hope Fish makes it.
Yeah.
Because it would be cool to have the both of you on. Because I understand you guys run your own podcast, right?
Yeah. We're friends. We do like Chuckle Nut stuff together, which is like a TF2 group of different people.
Yeah. Which is cool. But yeah, so it would be cool to have him on to discuss the video that we're watching today. Which is a neat little segue into the video that we're watching today. Because I don't think anyone in this call believes that TF2 deserves to die. But we might have something to say about the state of movement shooters, which is a video by Funk that released 4 years ago.
The state of 4-year-old movement shooters.
The state of 4-year-old movement shooters. I think there's some interesting stuff in here if we compare it to, how things are now. Because how things are now with movement shooters, have they gotten better? Have they gotten worse? Worse? Who knows? Yeah, we're gonna figure it out.
Okay, so is that what we're doing? Because like, is that what we're doing now?
I think so. Which does mean I think we will be saying goodbye to you, right?
Yeah. So I did watch the video. I have 0 things to say about it. I have 0 value to add to the conversation beyond this point. So I am just gonna leave. But it was good to talk to you guys again. It was good to meet you, TheWhatShow.
Yeah, good to be here.
Hit me up when you hop on Geometry Dash. All right, I'm leaving now.
Ta-ta.
Bye, guys.
See
Thanks
ya.
for being here.
But yeah, we're gonna get started. If what?
I was gonna say something about if someone's living in Fish's walls, can you wake him up? And then I read chat and there was just a message, I farted.
Yeah, it's
completely caught
6:14
off
a.m.
guard.
over there.
Yeah,
It's early. It's not.
He just kind of nonchalantly said he would be here and then just didn't show up.
He'll be here.
But
To be fair, when it started, it was like 5 a.m. for him.
oh
It's
yeah,
early.
no, I didn't. I have no issues with him not being here. Given that, maybe he thought it because because last time he was here, I was in America, visiting family. So I presume that maybe he thought it was at that time as opposed to the time that it actually is. You know, but who knows?
So really, it's your fault. We'll see.
Also unrelated, but why am I known as the DRG guy in your Discord server?
My Discord server?
Yeah. Your
Who's
people
the
people
DRG guy?
they said that's why the DRG guy joined because they're referring to me. I just don't know why. Have you played?
Oh, you're the DRG guy.
I've played deep. I have done a video, or I've done a 3/4 of a video total about Deep Rock Galactic. I didn't know I had been labeled the Deep Rock Galactic guy.
You're a Deep Rock Galactic YouTuber, I guess.
Yeah. My next video has Deep Rock Galactic in it, so you know, there's that. Hooray! But yeah, no, we can. I think we can get started.
Yeah, I've heard that the modern state of movement shooters has changed.
I might be. It
No
might
longer
be
the
different.
same.
Yeah. It's not the same anymore. Have you seen this video, by the way? The what?
I have.
What?
I've also seen the sequel, but I don't know if we're diving into that today.
We might, depending on how long it takes us to get through this one. It might be. We might do it as a bonus. It depends on how long it takes. Also, on that note, you can you can pause the video as much with the rest of us. I don't know if are you
Okay.
still in the room?
Oh, actually, I think I accidentally clicked out. Yeah, let me get back in.
Gosh, we're competent.
You thought I was your first mistake was thinking I was competent. Okay, I'm back in.
But yeah, so we can all pause and play the video, and you are welcome to pause whenever you have something that you would like to say.
All right.
Let's get started. that was fun. That was a good video.
Why did it end?
I have no idea. I was gonna say that was a great video, guys. We don't have to do this anymore.
You beat the Halo demo. Not bad, soldier. Not bad at all. But are you ready to take the next step in the full version of Halo?
The Halo Combat Evolved trial is something I used to play every day after school with my older brother. Blood Gulch was the only multiplayer map, so we jump on land with the other kids at school, and there was a lot of screen peeking, a lot of bullshit, but most importantly, the game got me hooked on first-person shooters. It's also, incidentally, a good example of some of the most important elements in every FPS game. Strategy, and mobility, and maybe graphics or something, I don't...
You guys like Halo? Thoughts on Halo?
I haven't played a lot of. I tried playing Halo Infinite back when it like first came out, and I noticed that like it wasn't very good. I remember like going to a friend's house and doing the couch co-op on Halo. That's about my only real experience with the franchise.
I was gonna say I don't know why it's like a really consistent experience. I wasn't allowed to play like M-rated games growing up because they're scary, but like. I went to a friend's house in middle school and I played Halo 3 ODST, like the co-op in that game, and the multiplayer and like the split screen multiplayer. There we go. I played that with my friends, and that was crazy. Like that was like the most fun I've had. That was the hardest I had ever laughed up to that point was playing that game, and it's an experience that a lot of people have, I think.
Yeah.
With these games in
Do
particular.
you guys miss like couch multiplayer games? I feel like
Big-
that's like a
big
whole conversation in itself.
It is. My Halo was Metroid Prime, I believe, where you could turn into the ball and roll around it had like tubes in the map.
Yeah.
And Star Wars Battlefront 2 on the PS2 because I never had an Xbox, so
I-
I kind of missed the whole Halo.
I also loved Battlefront 2.
But yeah, as far as sitting on a couch, going to your friend's house, you know, that's you lose something with the online. It's convenient and it means you don't have to live like a block away from your friends, but
Yeah. I feel like there is a conversation to be had about like the gaming industry pushing people away from like meeting in person and pushing them into like meeting online. I feel like there is something to be said about that because like, what's the last big game that you could like play in like the same house? Like Smash?
Yeah, Smash.
If I'm like that's crazy.
Like
Like, what are people gonna do if they come over to my house? Play a board game? What is this?
Right.
Caveman era?
that's crazy because me and Alan met over board games. But
Board games are awesome.
board games are great. But no, I like the human element of local multiplayer. You know, being able to turn to my friend and beat him down, physically assault him when he wins in Mario Kart. That's like the best part. There's like an element missing there. I can't turn to Alan and just beat the shit out of him whenever he beats me in like online, Rats Instagib. So that there's like a piece that's lost. But no, in all seriousness, I do think that the physical elements, like, there's something to it. There's a connection that's made there that isn't made digitally.
Yeah. Yeah, I just kind of miss that is all. I remember Left 4 Dead had great couch multiplayer.
I think that the like Halo was so good for couch multiplayer with like shooters just because of it's not super down to earth and gritty, but it's still mature enough to where it can draw like that sort of edgy early 2000s teenage audience that was kind of really popular with games like Call of Duty and Battlefield. Yeah, no, I absolutely love couch co-op with these games in particular. Also, Grim in chat's bringing up Call of Duty Zombies, which is that's the thing that bridged the gap as well between like the COD multiplayer and like COD like split screen couch co-op, because Zombies was great. It was a great thing.
And you bring up a good point earlier though about how games don't even support it anymore.
Yeah, no, it's very sad.
Yeah. Yeah, because I don't even think Halo Infinite, which is just recently released, had couch co-op for the series that like a lot of people remember from going to their
Invented
friend's house and playing the couch co-op.
Like, how amazing DS download play was? DS
Don't get me
download play is
started.
one of the
Yes.
greatest things that has ever been implemented in humanity, and it was never
Truly.
seen again. It's so sad.
The best ones were like Mario Kart. It was some kart game, but you go to your friends, they don't even have to own the game.
Yes.
It just downloads like the map.
It's so good, and it's never been seen again. Could you imagine if the Switch had Switch download play, and you could play? Only one person has to own Mario Kart, but you can all play it. That would be so amazing.
Yeah.
Ugh.
The closest they have to that on the Switch is 51 Clubhouse Games, where you can download like the demo for free, and then if someone owns the game, you can join their game.
Yeah, it just sucks because 51 Clubhouse Games is like a bad game.
It's all right. It does its job well. No one knows what we're talking about
Do you know about 51 Clubhouse Games? The what?
on the Nintendo Switch.
Actually, I don't recognize that name at all. Is
It's
this like is this
You
like one of those like 1 million games in one, like in this like shitty Atari games, or
No,
Kind
it
of.
was like a published Nintendo title, where that it was it was like a Wii Play sort of, like Switch's Wii Play basically. Like there's just a bunch of there's like chess and backgammon and a bunch of like really well known like worldwide known games. But yeah.
so it's not like those 700,000 in one game
Oh
megabytes.
no, it's not. It's not Philips 3001 games for the CDI. Man, I do love those. This is we're tangenting really hard, but it's fine.
We're tangenting, but it's funny.
Yeah.
So-
Have you guys ever seen done research into those resale consoles where they have like the cartridges with all of the ROMs on them? So you can buy
I haven't actually.
you can buy there's the analog pocket. They go viral on TikTok every 2 months or something. But you can buy the analog pocket or a similar game, and they ship it from China, and it has a bunch of Nintendo games on it, and it's definitely not legal, but Nintendo has no way of stopping them. So they just sell the cartridges with Mega Man, all of the Mega Man games, all of the Mario games, and all of the emulators needed to play them and you could put it all in your pocket. It's insane. Do you guys know what do either of you know what I'm talking about, or am I the weird one out of the group now?
I don't. If it's a TikTok thing, I'm not gonna understand because I don't have TikTok.
No, it's not like. Hold on, I'm pulling it up on the stream. Hold on, give me 1 second. Because this is important educational material.
This is important.
Yes.
It's like bootleg software put onto some shitty hardware emulator.
No, but like some of these are actually like really well made. Like, do you see how clean this looks? This is an insane. This is a high quality system. Even if it is 4x3.
That is high quality.
Yeah, even if it is a 4x3. Runs on USB-C. You can plug it into your TV. It's great. Yeah, no.
Do you own one?
No, but I want to. I live in.
Is this like Soldier Boy's game system? The Soldier Boys?
It's
Yeah,
like
I remember that.
it's like that, but not horrible. It's like that, but it's an actual good product.
Didn't that come with a bunch of like stuff they were not allowed to sell?
Yes, that came with like a bunch of like bootleg like knockoff versions of Mario and stuff. Oh man, that's a good piece of internet history.
Yeah, I heard you move in Mario. That's crazy.
Yeah, no, they don't have that anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can shoot fireballs and move. It's kind of like a movement shooter fight.
It's kind of like a movement shooter.
Yeah, Mario's kind of like a movement shooter.
Mario is.
See, this was all related.
It all ties together. Mario's my favorite movement shooter.
Neat little bow.
Yeah, actually, Wii Tennis is my favorite movement shooter. I take it back.
Yeah.
No. You can take to the mountains, right?
Maybe
and
Kingdom
stealthily
Hearts. That's a great
sniper
movement
kills.
shooter.
Kingdom Hearts. I want to do a stream.
Don't get him started.
I want to do a stream where I try and explain the Kingdom Hearts storyline to Zesty. That's
good luck with that.
because I know it all. I am a Kingdom Hearts enjoyer. It is a horribly written series, but it has like enough good stuff to keep me invested.
I remember I tried explaining Kingdom Hearts lore to a friend of mine, and at least 5 times you looked me dead in the eye and said, "Are you joking?" And I said, "No."
No, it's real. This is actually what they wrote down. And every year they add a new thing that makes it infinitely more complicated. It's great. I can't wait till the 4th game comes out. Anyways.
Something I don't know. You can take to the mountains, right? And stealthily snipe for kills. Or you can fucking mow everyone down in a ghost until your older brother steals it from you. These two elements coexist and rely on each other to create a fun experience. However, every game finds their own balance of strategy and mobility. Rainbow Six Siege, for example, puts heavy focus on the tactical elements of gameplay. Setting traps, creating openings, verbally abusing Tachanka for picking Tachanka.
Old ass game footage. It's kind of crazy.
The footage is old. The game is still alive, is my understanding.
Oh yeah, the game is still alive. It's just like this is not what the game looks like now.
Is it not?
No, like
Because
like
when this video came out is when I was playing Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah. Like the video game is alive, but it doesn't, like, if you watch gameplay, it doesn't look like this.
Yeah,
I think it's gotten way too crazy. Like, it used to be like a grounded like shooter, right? Now it's like there's Master Chief and like there's lasers in your
there's
walls or whatever.
there's Master
not
Chief.
I remember talking to my friend about how the game changed. It's like off the walls crazy right now.
There's Master Chief?
I believe it. They kept
There is Master Chief. Yeah, they recently added Master Chief to Rainbow Six.
Oh my gosh.
Is that real?
No, I'm looking this up.
That's real. Here's the trailer for the crossover.
Wait.
Like the
To
Master
show you guys.
Chief?
Hold on.
Master Chief is in Rainbow Six.
This is
He
horrifying.
can't be. That's
He
illegal.
can't be. It can't be.
It's illegal.
happening.
You'd be surprised. Every game is Fortnite.
What the fuck?
Guys, Master Chief is in.
Everyone's dead. Anyone who's on the other team is dead.
This is like adding
It's
Freddy
over.
Fazbear to Counter Strike.
It really is.
I would
That's
I would pay to see Freddy Fazbear in Counter Strike.
I would too. That's the problem.
That's like we need like a day or something or like there needs to be
he's
we need either a
fine.
day of the year where this is fine or like a mode in the game where this is fine and then the regular game that everyone actually plays. Like that's what we need. Okay.
No, it's fine because it's not actually Master Chief. It's Sledge in a Master Chief cosplay.
That doesn't make it better. Okay. This is horrifying.
I can.
Why is he holding a normal gun? That's just a normal fucking gun.
Just a normal gun.
That's just a normal assault rifle. There's nothing Halo about it.
Man.
Oh yeah, I guess Counter-Strike did do a Halo crossover, but you're not like playing as Master Chief. It's just like the soundtrack and stickers you put on your gun.
That's man. Also, do you not think that I think that the laser sight line that you mentioned about in the gun for in your video about when you mentioned COD, I think the laser sight line that the cat says is good. There was like a whole debate in the
I'm
stream.
gonna hard disagree. That cat charm if for people who don't know or didn't watch last podcast, in Call of Duty has gone off the rails. If you think adding Master Chief to Rainbow Six is wild, wait till you see what they've done to Call of Duty. There's these weapon charms you can put on your gun, and they like talk to you. And then there's this cat charm, and it says like cringy like Marvel writing lines to you as you're playing. So you'll be shooting at someone, and they're like, "Yeah, if you use your laser pointer, you won't see me for the rest of the match." It's just horrible.
I wish it
awful
were in a
stuff
different
like
game that were good. Because I really like that individual line in a vacuum. When it's not in Call of Duty, I think it's fine. Okay. I will die on the hill that I think that line is cute, okay? I think it's fine. The thing they say after the line they say after that is
Yeah,
cringe.
what was the one afterwards?
I forget, but the line he
Let me see if I can find it.
it's really bad. The line
Call of
after,
Duty cat charm. It's really bad. If you can show the people in the audience.
What the fuck have you put in the chat? What is this?
That's also a clip from Call of Duty. It's off the rails. I'm telling you.
It's gonna get us demonetized.
Wait, what is that?
Okay, so for context, I've put a clip in the group chat. Oh, you putting it on screen? Just show them that.
Yeah, no, I'll show him.
This is.
Oh,
awful.
this is bad.
This is Call of Duty.
This is
This
awful.
is bad.
Hit play.
It's really bad.
This is really bad.
It's wonderful.
This is Call of Duty, everyone. I just want you to remember.
Modern Warfare 3 Anime Cyber Cat Skin
Who's-
Tracer Pack Ecstasy Entropy Mastercraft Bundle Modern Warfare 3 Season 1.
What? Are you okay?
That's the title of the video.
I can't believe they put fucking TikTok garbage in Call of Duty. And your character does like a little fucking happy dance while he watches the thing.
And then here's the cat charm.
No,
He's
the
trying to
line
define
about
this.
the line about cleaning herself is weird. That doesn't work in any context. The
Can you
first
give us a-
line, I will die on the hill. The first line that this cat says is fine. It just doesn't belong here. If it were in a game where it belonged, it would be fine. That's all I'm saying.
All right, hypothetical scenario. You wake up tomorrow, you look at Steam, TF2 has a major update. You look, and it's one thing. They've added one thing, and in the shop, there is this charm, and you can put it on any weapon, and it talks just like Call of Duty. Do you buy it?
I would buy it solely because I've had this rant on 2 streams now. I would buy it solely for that reason. Also, there's another one that this is the title of this video is "If you buy this, you are a degenerate."
It's probably true.
The Battle Buddy NPC pack, all 90 voice lines.
Oh, there's more? Are they just as bad?
Yeah, no, this is worse. This is just like lines that you're
How is
like.
it worse than the cat thing?
This is like lines your
Oh,
clingy
no.
girlfriend would say to you. That's like the point.
Battle
That's like the
Buddy.
meme. You're
Wow,
overly.
you
you're
shot
overly...
that guy good.
Yeah, no, no, unironically.
Oh, no.
There you go. Have fun. Man, don't you guys love this podcast? Isn't it great?
I mean, COD is a movement shoot. This is related.
This is related.
They
God,
really
God,
tried
they
to
totally
make
Call
it
of
into a
Duty is a
shooter.
movement shooter. He could have talked about
Yeah.
Advanced Warfare in this video.
Was it?
I haven't
Probably
played the
was.
new Modern Warfare. Every clip I see of it just gets worse and worse though. With the most recent clip I've seen being that anime gun.
Chat, what game would the cat charm belong in? Like
The trash bin, scrap it,
no,
get it out of here.
no. You could if you changed it to a different animal, it could be in Splatoon. Actually, it could be in Splatoon anyways. We could just transplant the cat charm into Splatoon and it would be fine.
Wait, hold on.
On one condition. It just meows. It doesn't talk. It just meows.
I wanted to say the laser sight line. Actually, no, you could put it on the charger, and the laser sight line would make sense. I
Better
think
not use it. I'll be gone the whole match.
I'll be gone the rest of the net. Look,
It
okay.
gets worse.
Wait,
Everyone's
doesn't
saying
get-
Valorant.
Look at this.
Valorant.
Look at this timestamp.
No one called
They made it do the NPC lines.
Wait, hold on, what?
You know the TikTok NPC thing, the Twitch like, oh look at me, I'm a robot.
Hold on, I need to hear this.
So bad.
Spawn, Gopher, I'm gonna do this all day! Yum, yum, donut, yes, yes. Spawn, spawn, let's go kill! Sweet heat, yeah! Nom, nom,
Oh god,
nom,
I'm...
nom, 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 nom,
What the fuck is this? Is awful. Okay, this breaks my suspension of disbelief.
This is so bad.
This is really bad.
This
Come on,
might be
guys.
worse than the anime gun. Oh my god.
You guys are just being sticks in the mud. What do you have against a little bit of fun in a video game?
Look, I was hesitating to
This
mention
is
this.
fun for you? Oh my god.
Look, I was hesitating
I'm
to
so
mention
sorry.
this. I was hesitating to mention this on stream, but I'm going to mention it anyways. Alan, they have Theory 11, which is one of the best like playing card makers in America. They just released Wonka cards,
Yo,
and I might cop. Okay, Wonka's an awful movie. Chat, go watch Wonka. It's horrible. It's so bad.
I think the problem is nobody's going to watch Wonka.
I've seen Wonka 3 times, and it has made me laugh harder each time
What?
because it is such a bad fucking movie. It is
It's
Is
so
it really
bad.
that bad?
It's really bad.
it has debt slavery. It has a number of things.
It has actual real life debt slavery.
The chocolate mafia.
The chocolate mafia. There's a bit where there's
the
a
church is a cover up for the chocolate
bit.
mafia.
The Catholic Church is a cover for the chocolate mafia.
This sounds so stupid.
This
You're
is-
telling me this is real?
This is real. You should watch this movie. I don't care how you do
What
it. but
happened
you
to
should
Willy
watch this
Wonka just being a eccentric guy who makes chocolate? Why is
movie. No,
the chocolate
no. We need
mafia?
to. You need to hear Timothy Chalamet talk about how he can't read, because that's a thing in this movie. Man, it is an insane film. Man, I might have to cop the Wonka cards though, because I have developed an unironic love for this film because of how bad it is. I might have to. I collect playing cards, by the way. This isn't like a random purchase. I collect decks of playing cards. I'm handling one right now on camera. I dropped him. But yeah, I might have to cop.
Are you playing 52 card pickup right now?
I played 2 card. It
Unintentionally.
was 2 card pickup. It was just dropped 2. But yeah, movement shooters have always been a strange case to me.
I hear they're not the same anymore.
Lord Tachanka coming in clutch.
And while there's important elements like rappelling on buildings, for the most part mobility won't be playing too large of a role in the average firefight. Contrast this with a game like Quake Champions, where your mobility is often a
The mobility not playing a fuck you. Let me pause.
Okay.
The mobility not playing a role in firefights might not be the case anymore. I'm not up to date with the Rainbow Six lore.
Chat. Anyone who plays Rainbow Six, is the movement a bigger part of the game? Yes or no?
Have they added a character that like fucking teleports through walls? Can they wall jump?
I can't speak for Rainbow Six, but I remember earlier he used a clip of like Counter-Strike and said it's very low on the mobility scale. And I feel like there's a case to be made, like, even though Counter-Strike isn't a game that like advertises and like promotes its movement, like at a very core level, movement is very important, like Counter-Strike, because like counter strafing and like peeking around walls, this is all very important stuff. And if you don't know it, you're gonna get domed in every gunfight. But it's not like you're doing like crazy grappling hooks and wall jumps. So is there a case to be made, like, even if like you're not doing crazy like backflips, is mobility still important? Because even in Counter-Strike, there's so many small movement techs that you can do, and movement at a small level is so much more important.
That's a really good point, actually.
I think that it's hard
Because it's not as flashy, right? But it's still just as important to have a good control of the movement as it is in, say, like Titanfall 2, right?
Like, look up Counter-Strike peeking guide, and you'll see like a 3-hour video on how to peek right.
Yeah,
and
and
it's
how to
like,
time
sure,
your
you're not like
fucking-
grapple hooking and dashing, but like at movement is still so important.
Yeah, it's hard to quantify what makes a game more mobile than another game, and I think that's actually an issue that this video has in its construction, is it doesn't really try, which I think is important if you're going to make the point that like movement shooters, these are movement shooters, and it's like, well, what qualifies as a movement shooter? Like and also there's an unwritten like movement first person movement shooters, except for I think Paladins. No, is Paladins third person or first person?
Paladins is first person.
Okay, so yeah,
Paladins
there's
is
an unwritten
FPS.
like first person line here, because he could have easily. This video came out in 2019. He could have easily talked about Fortnite, which is like one of the biggest movement shooters of ever. And if you think it's anything other than a movement shooter, you're lying to yourself. It's an insanely movement heavy game.
There's an argument to be made there, yeah.
And I think that once again, Splatoon. Someone in chat says Splatoon is a dog shit game, and I'll hurt them for that. I'll find you. I will do it. I will kill you in Minecraft.
Hey, wait, in Minecraft.
In Minecraft, I would never. But no, yeah, no. Like there's some. I think that if he had more examples and was more specific in how he said things, that he would be able to talk about that more. But Funk isn't really interested in like taking time. Like Funk is like the epitome of a creator who really wants to get through things very quickly.
Funk is the
Oh, yeah,
movement
it's
shooter
very
of
fast-paced.
TF2 creator of TF of
You did it.
YouTube-
You said the thing.
YouTube.
You said the thing. He said it, guys. Roast him. Funk is my favorite TF2ber.
His videos are the movement shooter equivalent of YouTube videos.
Swift Heracross, I will ban you.
Deciding factor on the pacing of an encounter. With enough speed and map memory, you can grab the big armor packs and tank up and just be an all-around douche. You can
Guys, is Minecraft a movement shooter?
You can do crazy text. You can punch boost like Dream Manhunt videos.
Yeah,
Like,
you have there
There's
is
a case to be made.
if you put like an AK-47 into Minecraft, then it becomes a movement shooter. Like,
Well, there's already a bow.
well, yes, but the bow is
Yeah, but AKs are cooler.
that's
true.
Yeah, we need to put guns into. Remember when that was a whole thing?
Imagine
that we
like AK-47s in Minecraft or like something else.
No, guns. Yeah, guns in Minecraft is like a concept, because we this is before we were ever doing podcast stuff. Me and Alan had a long argument about whether or not guns would fit the aesthetic of Minecraft, and like if so, how would you be able to do it?
Maybe like a flintlock pistol. I don't think Steve's gonna be whipping out an AK-47 doing drive-bys with the Elytra anytime soon.
I think that would be really funny. I think
It
that
would be really funny.
Look, I have a lot.
They're gonna add an AK though.
Look, I have a lot of issues with Minecraft, but I'm glad it has not become Fortnite, where it's just like fuck it, anything goes. We could do whatever we want. But yeah, that was just a thought. I'm gonna roll him back. I'm gonna roll him back.
and tank up.
Why is it doing that?
Oh wait, it's using my scroll wheel changing it? I was scrolling up.
Oh,
Potentially.
that might have been doing.
I'm hands off the mouse. I'm not changing anything.
it.
You're good.
Map memory. You can
No,
speed
it's
and map memory.
Oh,
You can grab
okay,
the
we're
big
good.
armor packs and tank up and just be an all-around douche. You can initiate every fight and, if necessary, escape on low health without dying. Your movement here is equally, if not more important than your
sorry, this is what I mean. Him being able to escape on low health without dying doesn't make this a movement shooter. Like, I know what he means,
Yeah.
but it doesn't. That's like just a random statement, basically. Like he had
I
he
get
had a
the
cool
point
clip.
that like with good movement, like you can escape, and that's like a cool thing to be able to do in an FPS. But I can do the same thing. Like I used it earlier as an example. I can do the same thing in Counter Strike. I can like run around a corner after a good peek with 5 health left. Does that make Counter Strike a movement shooter? Well, I wouldn't call Counter Strike a movement shooter, but it's a shooter with good movement. Like what's the separating line?
I don't know. I think most people just point to like the early Call of Duty or Battlefield maybe is like the least based movement shooter. But even then you have like, I don't know, vehicles, and he established
I don't know,
in
those
the
jets went pretty fast.
I was gonna say in the Halo section he established that like the vehicles are Halo's movement. So like what isn't a movement shooter? I guess like
Well, I don't
Rainbow
think
Six
it was
would be like
necessarily
his example, right?
Did he call Halo a movement shooter? Or
No,
is
he
it
said
more
he
of-
said it has a strong, but it has a strong balance between mobility and the other one, strategy. that was it.
Strategy.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't think that I think it's a weird thing to say like, oh, there are two kinds of shooters. There's the ones with the movement and the ones with the strategy. And
Yeah, I feel like the line is so blurred. Like you can't like make a clear line between movement and strategy because often the two are so hand in hand.
well, he'll say like he says in this video at some point, and we'll get to it, I guess, but he says something along the lines of like a movement movement allows you to initiate every fight. He might have already said it actually, but he like movement allows you to initiate every fight. And it just like, yeah, but if you can't aim or if you didn't use your brain when you entered the fight, it doesn't really matter how good your movement is. Like,
Yeah, but there's a difference between your option being walking into the room or like flying in through that window that is on the third floor of the room.
yeah, but
or
in strategy,
like strafing through the door. You know what I mean?
yeah, but in strategy games, the options wouldn't be walk through the door. They'd be like walk through the door, shoot a hole through the door before walking in, go in through blow up a hole in the other wall to allow someone else to go in, and then go in. Like it's weird this is a weird dichotomy. Is all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. I don't think he's trying to make it like completely one side or the other either, though.
I suppose, but
Like the way he presented it with the visual earlier was like the bar moving with different proportions of each, right?
Well, yeah. I just don't know how much like. It's like because this is something we haven't talked about on stream either. Me and Alan have kind of talked about like there's a balance between how much skill is involved in a game and how much chance is involved in a game, like specifically in regards to card games because we play those a lot. And like that's more of a dichotomy you could probably define more easily than like how much movement is involved in a shooter versus like how much strategy is involved in a shooter. Like most movement involves strategy, and strategy usually involves movement, although I think it's probably less essential. So I don't know. It's a weird dichotomy to make this point, I guess.
Mm-hmm. No, I feel that as well.
Yeah. Also, is Alan alive? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, just making sure. Thanks.
Gunplay. So we have two titles with vastly different gameplay, and yet Quake Champions, like many of its predecessors, is struggling to maintain relevancy. Why exactly is it so difficult for movement games to sell? Champions...
I see, once you exclude Splatoon and Fortnite, I feel like it's much easier to make this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I feel like since this video focuses so much on like older Quake style shooters and doesn't realize like how movement shooters have evolved in like your modern day Fortnites, I feel like movement shooters aren't like not selling, they're just selling to a different crowd.
Yeah.
They're selling Peter Griffin battle passes.
Well, they weren't at this point, but they were getting there.
They were close.
Yeah, no, yeah, they're like like even then I don't know if this was true, but looking at it now, it's like I feel like every other day there's a new movement shooter that is gathering like an audience of some kind.
Yeah, I feel like maybe like this specific point like doesn't like age too well because like a couple of years after this you're getting Ultra Kill and like
Apex Legends,
and like I feel like just those two games prove there's still a market for like the types of games he's talking about in this video.
Like
And
Apex.
you had a big
Legends.
resurgence with Titanfall 2 recently as well when they finally fixed the game being unplayable.
Yeah.
Oh, they fixed TF2? Nice.
Yeah,
Let's go.
Problem solved.
But yeah, no, I think that, like I said, Apex Legends is very movement heavy, and it's also a first-person shooter. It's like,
That's because it's based off of a TF2, of course.
yeah, but still.
seeks to bridge the casual competitive gap by turning its mechanics into class skills. Bee-hopping, air strafing, double jumping, all now unique champion abilities.
Hey, Doomslayer, Doom guy was in this game. It's like the Fortniteification of A Quake, I'm assuming. Like, I think that's what this is.
Unlike its ancestor games where everyone has access to an even field of mechanics, now there's counterplay which dilutes the raw skill of every matchup. Additionally,
do you guys agree? I wasn't trying to poison the well.
The video's a bit choppy for me.
Okay, hold on.
everyone has access
I didn't know if
to
it's
an
like that for anyone else. It's just buffering.
It's fine for me. So.
even field of mechanics. Now there's counterplay which dilutes the raw skill of every matchup.
So like, what's the point he's making here? Sorry, it's still a bit choppy for me. You just have to translate it.
So they took the abilities that every player had access to, all of them at all times, and they made them into specific characters that have those specific abilities. So now there's counterplay, which dilutes the raw skill of any matchup, or like the factor that raw skill has in any matchup.
Yeah, I was more specifically referring to counterplay, which like the quote of just counterplay, which dilutes the raw skill of every matchup.
I mean, is this like, if every TF2 class was the same person, would TF2 take more skill? I mean, I don't think it would. Like, if you had every class's main weapon, would the game take more skill? I don't think so.
Well, you just get Rat's Instiga. Like, you just get a game where everyone has the exact same options all the time. Which, like, I don't know. I think, like, videos where you say, like, oh, what if insert character here could rocket jump? Wouldn't that be wacky and zany? It'd be like, well, yeah, sure, but it would fuck with the game a lot.
Yeah. I feel like, for a game that this point doesn't work with, I'd say TF2. For a game I feel like a point like he's trying to make does work, and I think is inspired by, is Overwatch, because like Overwatch has this problem for sure.
No, yeah,
where
for sure.
like different characters have so little counterplay that it's like just not even mechanical skill. Like a character like Moira. I don't know if you guys even played Overwatch, but
we have played Overwatch.
I was big on the Overwatch.
Yeah.
So if you guys remember Moira, it's like this character that takes like no skill, zero skill expression. You just you mouse one on your teammates and mouse two on the enemies, and it's just
you
simple
barely
as that.
have
There's
to even
aim
actually aim.
Yeah.
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 No, 100%. I think that it's also like I don't think counterplay is what dilutes the skill of Overwatch, though. Is my thing. Like, I think that characters having counters is fine. That's what you might expect. And there's even some, but it shouldn't be like I pick this character and I just win now. It should be like I pick this character and I know how to use them, so now I win. Because then there's actually skill expression, and there's a way in which the other person, even if they're playing an inferior character in a matchup, could win if they are that good at their character. And in Overwatch, that often just isn't the case.
Well, yeah, because I feel like an interaction like Pharah versus Junkrat is a lot different than Soldier versus Demo Man.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, there's a lot more depth in the second encounter than the first, where it's pretty much decided when you both pick your heroes.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Well, that's probably... I think I would argue that that's mostly because Pharah can just stay in the air for longer, which makes her movement a lot less predictable. Whereas, like, if a soldier's coming at you, he has to hit the ground before he can actually go up again, where Pharah has boost. Or like the jetpack sauce.
Yeah, but
I mean, if you use the parachute, you can be shitty Pharah, I guess.
I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah, true. But like, then there's also the matter of because of the amount of characters in Overwatch, hard counters are much more common, just by the nature of like, oh, we need this character was broken at launch. What do? Well, we nerf them and we buff the shit out of their counter. Oh fuck. And then we did it. we saved the city, and then that's how the game gets in the state that it's in.
Yeah.
Whereas if they like, we could talk about the PvE all we want, but if they just gave characters like an alternative, like a one alternative play style, if every character had one alternative way to play, or even if they just had their base play style had a lot more depth, it would be awesome. It'd be so great.
Well, and for Overwatch, a lot of the characters had more depth in their playstyle, but then
well, yeah, that's a point he's gonna make.
Took it. They like somebody finds something like the Genji thing that he talks about later in this video, where you can launch yourself.
I guess he does talk about that.
Or Mercy's jump, which in Overwatch 2 they made. Oh, you just hit shift again.
Yeah.
like it required mechanical skill, and you had to practice to get good with it and get it consistently.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, well, these people are doing better than the people who aren't practicing that. So let's either get rid of it entirely or make it into a single button push, which one on-game release they already kind of did. If you look at, it copied TF2.
Yeah.
You know,
I think that, like, imagine if they did that with Fortnite's high skill ceiling. Fortnite would be a dead game. Like, I don't know the future, but if they saw what people were doing with the building mechanics in Fortnite and they made it where everyone could do that, I think Fortnite would be a dead game.
yeah, I don't know what the tech is in Fortnite, but like you build the staircase, right?
Yeah.
And, like, you build it quickly. Like, oh, these people are practicing and getting good at building it quickly, and that's an unfair advantage. Let's make it so that that's just a template. Like, you have a template book, and you left click, and it builds the whole tower for you.
Yeah, 100%.
That's basically
Is this a
what they
bad
did
time to
with
mention
most
that I
characters.
always play zero build?
I've never played Fortnite, and so no.
Me
Oh.
neither.
I know a lot
Did it
about
on
Fortnite
launch,
and the way it's
like-
designed, but I've never played it myself.
What is zero build?
It's
Oh, is it
Fortnite
easy?
without building.
I see. Isn't that like half of the game being gone?
Yeah, but it's really obnoxious. Like, looking at clips of people doing crazy build and stuff is all fun and games until you're the person on the other end of it.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Like it's like stepping into a match of Melee with a competitive person, and you've only played with items against your siblings your whole life, and you're like, oh shit, what the fuck is what is happening? But then there's like 100 people, and you're like, oh, I just lose. Like, there's no chance. But yeah, no, I think that's one thing, right? If you took the building out of Fortnite, I think that's even better than if you were to keep the building in, but make it like where everyone could do the insane shit, or the insane shit's impossible now. Like if we if we took Fortnite and brawlified it, where it's like everything is now slower.
Yeah, cooldown before you can place
random
another
tripping.
piece.
Yeah, there's like a massive cooldown in between placements of things. That would be like awful. Yeah, no, I yeah. I think that yeah, I'm not sure. We've gotten far away from the original point, but yes,
He gets into this neck of the woods later.
I had a thought I was gonna make, and I've completely lost it. Maybe it'll come back to me. Oh well.
Additionally, the game runs on Saber engine trying to imitate id Tech, which means instead of a half-decent engine, you get stuff like this. Damage exchange. Oh. That's alright, that's fine. It's only $1 million tournament. It was probably a fluke anyways.
Bigger problem, but there's the drop onto the armor, but Cooler was kind of waiting for it.
Yeah, that seems fine to me. At the same time, it's a hard
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
sell for new players. Despite a class system, it's still intended for high-level play, and if you're inexperienced, you'll inevitably find yourself being curb-stomped on every step of the Penrose stairs. The Penrose stairs are infinite, by the way.
Is it bad? I don't know.
What bad?
Is the ability to be pub stomped bad?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I
either.
also do not think so.
Sometimes there's just a skill diff, and that's just how life is.
I also don't think that that's what makes movement shooters not sell. I'm not sure if that's what he's saying because of the way he worded what he said, but I thought I'd throw it out
I feel
there.
like a lot of competitive gaming nowadays depends on roles. Like you'll just get into a match and get instantly rolled, because matchmakers are all the craze. Like I feel like people are accustomed to just getting stomped.
Yeah, for sure. Like there are just going to be people who have been playing the game longer than you, and that's fine. There is no issue with that. Although I do think that a lot of games kind of try to use like classes and hard counters and the like to try and shy away from that idea. So it's like, oh yeah, you might be getting rolled, but if you pick this character, there's like a 90% chance you will no longer get rolled. So like, you know.
Yeah, I can see the argument though where it sucks if you're just trying to play the game, and like the reason I can never get into Smash is because everyone that wants to play it against me is 15 times better.
Well, you just have to.
So it's like I just lose consistently, and it's no fun at all.
Well, that's
because I land like 2 hits the whole match.
I think that's just a matter of you finding someone to teach you, though.
Yes, but
or throwing on items.
If you if you create, so that's the problem with pubs, right? But if you make some competitive system where people are matched against people who are roughly their skill level,
Yeah.
they can teach each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
So that's, I think there's some distinction to be made there, where like the competitive version should be for, I would like to get better at the game and maybe play against people who are around my skill level, versus pubs, which is just fuck around, find out.
Yeah, no, I agree. I also I'm slightly spiteful in saying this, but I also really like how games like Splatoon handle it, where the objective is being accomplished by everyone all the time, by nature of the game's design. So even if you get into a 1v1 and you consistently get bodied, it doesn't really matter as much, or it doesn't feel like it matters as much, because you are constantly painting the ground by you playing the game.
Yeah, it's like little drips of you're contributing.
Yeah. So that's my like statement.
That's a good point.
You'll inevitably find yourself being curb stomped on every step of the Penrose stairs. The Penrose
Also,
stairs
this is
are
just
infinite, by
a
the
this
way.
is just
The
a
result of
good
all this is
setup
a
for
more
the video
accessible
with the
Quake title,
Penrose
but a
stairs.
divisive one that doesn't
It's
really
a good
strike
line.
I agree.
And the editing is, as with all Funka videos, is
Top notch.
superb.
Yeah,
For sure.
one of the best editors in the game.
It's ridiculous.
I agree. I think the editing's really good.
Penrose stairs. The Penrose stairs are infinite, by the way. The result of all this is a more accessible Quake title, but a divisive one that doesn't really strike a chord with any audience enough to retain
He
it.
said the word, and then the thing happened. Sorry,
Did it?
I'm a little.
Doesn't really strike a chord with any audience enough to retain them. Why can't movement games sell? Number one, it has to resonate with a broad enough amount of players to have staying.
So before we continue, I just want to say that I think all four of his reasons could apply to like games, just across the board, like all games. I mean, I guess multiplayer, or actually, yeah, just all games. Like, I don't think it's a movement game specific thing. And I don't
all
know
games that are sold for money and are multiplayer.
Not even. I think that most of this stuff, like most of the stuff, if not all of it, I think applies to even single player games. But yeah.
I feel like we have the privilege of living 4 years in the future, but like, why can't movement games sell? I just think like Ultra Kill, like this is like, it's already proven like that movement games can sell and have huge fan bases.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And
I feel it wasn't as big of a thing like 4 or 5 years ago though, when this video
Oh yeah, no, that's why I said like we have the benefit of living in the future, but I think like just time has gone on to prove like aspects of this video like haven't aged quite as well, because obviously movement games can sell.
I think I think it's also interesting because like of how doom and gloom everyone is with, you know, TF2. It's like, oh, so movement games are actually in a better place now than they were, which is like most if you asked someone like, are movement shooters in a better place now than they were 5 years ago, I think at least most TF2 players would just say no. But in reality, the reality of that might be actually very different, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is to the FP.
Have any of you played this game?
No, but it looks really fun.
I haven't. I've seen, this is another like YouTube commentary B-roll type game I've seen, I guess.
Yeah, no, I've never played this game. I'm actually shocked.
Like in the background of the
I'm
video.
actually shocked he does not mention Rats Instagib, because it would actually support one of some of these points.
Genre like Smash is to the fighting genre. It clearly takes its own liberties on the formula, but makes for a really engaging party game. To further connect the two, Skynoon, in my opinion, feels like a spiritual successor to TF2's Smash Brothers mod. The objective is to knock your opponent out of the zone, and with the addition of grappling hooks and objectives, it's really fast. Oh my god! Guns have this poofy air aesthetic to them that makes them fun as heck to shoot. And items give you an array of recovery options, so you aren't completely boned if you get hit. It all sounds fun on.
I'm gonna pull my actually card for the stream. Do you guys think a gun's like visual effects make it more interesting to shoot?
1,000,000%. Like the animation, sound design all goes to making a weapon feel good. Like if you're shooting a gun in a game and it feels like a Nerf gun, I'm not gonna like shooting it, even if it's objectively a good weapon.
We were just talking about this earlier. We were playing Eco. If you've heard of Eco, it's like I don't know how to describe it, but you cut down trees. It's basically Minecraft. And the sound design and the animation on the axe hitting the tree is so unsatisfying. And coming from playing Valheim recently, where it's like, oh yeah, I felled that tree, and the sound design is on point. It feels a lot less impactful, and it's like, why am I hitting the tree?
Like, imagine they add an AK-47. This is hypothetical, by the way. Don't consider the balance of it. Like, imagine they add an AK-47 to, like, TF2 for, like, the soldier or something, but it has the sound design and, like, the animations of the SMG, where it's, like, this little tiddly thing, and then it makes, like, these little pea shooter sounds. It's not gonna feel powerful, no matter, like, how good the weapon is objectively. Like, the sound design and animation work all go towards making something feel powerful. Like shooting the BFG in like Doom, like that you feel like a tank shooting that thing.
Yeah, but
imagine if it made like
poof
squirt gun
sound.
noises.
Yeah.
Like it wouldn't feel as good.
Basically, we both disagree with you, Levi.
I hadn't even said my statement yet.
I see.
I hadn't made
Fair enough.
I asked the question. Just because it's like a minute thing. I'm not saying he's wrong. It's just I guess I don't share the same enjoyment as the two of you do. But I guess I don't know. I think I'm just autistic. That's my theory on why. But I don't really care how the game like sound or how the gun sounds or how the gun feels, quote unquote.
I think for most people it matters.
No, I agree that for most people. I was just curious because I hadn't asked anyone about this. I know people like they really like to like talk about it, but I haven't actually heard people like tell me straight up like, oh yeah, no, this makes me want to use the gun more. Which is interesting. I've never known that.
Sometimes I still use the Sandman just because I like the sound it makes when you hit someone with the ball.
Yeah,
I feel like that's the ultimate crux of that. Just using a weapon just cause you enjoy the sound.
Well, yeah, you have Soundsmith saying that he likes using the Iron Bomber because it sounds like a basketball. It's like that's what made me use the Iron Bomber, and I usually play games with the sound off, which also might be why I have this opinion, by the way. Yeah. Anyways, it was just a thought.
To shoot. And items give you an array of recovery options, so you aren't completely boned if you get hit. It all sounds fun on paper, it plays fun in practice, so why then does it have less all-time players than I have Twitch subscribers? That's kind of impressive. Other than a short-form tutorial, there's no single player, and without the luxury of a free-to-play model, it's hard to justify the purchase when the servers are so empty. Skynoon, more like Nystroon, because it's almost empty. It needs a platform of exposure.
Okay.
Good.
Chad, I've never played Pal World. I've heard it's
We
good.
should play Pal World. There are no labor laws for pals.
Oh no! Oh no! They're just little pals. Why would you do that to them?
To reach an audience, that means advertisement, coverage, etc. Lawbreakers had exposure, but it was like the middle child.
Have any of you played this game?
I've barely heard of Lawbreakers.
Isn't this game like dead?
Well, I mean, 4 years ago, apparently they shut down all server functionality.
Yeah, that I have not played. This
I was
game
gonna
at
say,
all.
so apparently we are out of the loop.
Yeah, I remember this game like bombing. It's like infamous.
Oh my gosh, Battleborn. We should
Battleborn
talk. Can we talk about
existing?
Battleborn? I had a friend in middle school. It was the same friend I played Halo with, who was so hyped for Battleborn when it came out, and then he bought Overwatch the day after it came out. I kid you not. Or like it might have been. It was either the day after, or like the next week, because they came out on the same fucking day.
Mm-hmm.
It was so.
That was an
sad.
interesting time. It was the fucking hero shooter wars.
It was so weird. It was like such a weird and wacky time, because it just got curb stomped because it was just like a small and it was a relatively niche developer, and it just got curb
Releasing
stomped.
on the same day as Blizzard.
Yeah, as
Before Blizzard was as notorious as it is now.
No, yeah, for sure. It was rough for Battleborn.
Remember when Blizzard polish was a saying?
I know.
That's fun. It's like ironic.
It used to be a thing. Like, oh, Blizzard games are so polished. Like it's Blizzard polish, and then they ruined their reputation.
So they polished it into the ground.
Yeah.
Man, they polished it
like
so well.
Overwatch bugs.
It's like horseshoe theory.
It's horrible.
Excuse me.
of the genre. There wasn't anything wrong with it, but it didn't have anything to make it stand out. Futuristic sci-fi shooters were out of season when it rolled around. If you want your movement game to sell, number 3, you need to offer something new.
Okay.
No, like you said, these all kind of apply to all games.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's fine.
Which is fine. It
do what's been done.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine. It doesn't negate the fact that these are the things that movement shooters also need in order to sell.
True.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a little.
I think
weird.
maybe I guess the bigger point is that the movement like shooter market is failing to innovate, and that's why it can't sell. But like all these points do apply to like every game genre.
I think that like the idea that they need to innovate only applies to this game, or sorry, this point that he's about to make. Like this is the innovation point. Whatever game he uses, but it's like the other two are like needing exposure is like that's almost a entirely it's marketing, you know, that's almost entirely marketing. It has almost nothing to do with movement, like the game itself. It's weird to put it in a point about like game design, and also like how do you when you're making a game, how do you judge how well it's going to resonate with people? Like, is that playtesting? Like, how do you figure that out?
Basically,
because like I'm
playtesting and like gauging engagement on the social media.
Because I'm viewing this as like a person, like if I were making a movement shooter, like how helpful would this video be? And it's like the first 2 points, it's like, well, how do I even how do I do that?
Yeah.
How the fuck do I resonate with people better? How do you like?
Well, it's playtesting. We kind of did it with Graph, you know.
Well, yeah, but it's like it's different. Finding people like what frustrates people when they play the game, you know, versus what's like doesn't resonate with them.
If you have like a closed beta or something, you can collect data on which people played the game longer and how many matches they had before they stopped playing and when they came back, and you can kind of guess on what the
their
internal state of the person was. Yeah,
like their resonance score.
That's probably someone's whole job at a big company, you know.
Yeah, probably. It's just a weird thing to like, you know, tell someone, I guess.
Yeah.
Especially given the example he gave was an interesting one, because it wasn't like the game didn't resonate with people. The game he gave the example of was like, oh, it's a buggy mess, and it sort of conflicted with itself, you know? Like, so I don't know if that would count as a lack of resonance. It's more just, I don't know. It's really weird. It's weird, I think, as advice. That's all I mean.
Fair enough.
Better. Dirty Bomb was dope as hell. This came out in 2015, so
have you played this game, Alan?
Dirty Bomb was great. Has anyone else played it?
I've not.
I haven't, and I think it's dead now. So
it's been dead.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's been dead.
But it was really good while it was around. He'll explain what the movement was, but.
Oh, also Splitgate, by the way, since we're
I was thinking Splitgate earlier.
I almost forgot to mention Splitgate is a movement shooter. Was that out during when this video came out? Or?
No, that was after, I believe.
Okay.
It came out right around when Halo Infinite did.
Oh shit! Really? It's that new? I thought it was way older than that. Damn.
Yeah.
Class shooter
It's kind of like I think it's already kind of dead though.
Splitgate?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's falling into the trap of most movement, most multiplayer games, honestly.
Well, yeah. Like even, I love Friends versus Friends, but even that game's like, it's got like a cult following. It doesn't have like a really strong following though. I really like Friends versus Friends. Man.
There's no real solution. Sorry,
No, you go.
No, there's no real solution for that either. It's either the game takes off and it becomes a live service, or it just has an expiration date. You know.
Well, you know the solution to it. Yeah. The solution to it's couch co-op. Unironically, because
we'll bring it on back.
No, absolutely no, 100%. If you had a game, I wish he mentioned that in this video. If you have a game and the game is dead online, but you can still play it if you play it in person, and all it takes is 2 people, that game will still get people playing, because you come over and you have like a projector and this might just be me, but you have a projector and your computer, and you're like, well, I could play, or just your computer monitor, and you have a friend over and you're like, oh, what games can I play with my friend on Steam? And you're like, well, Rivals of Ether, and that's it. Like those are the two. That's it. Like if there were more games that I could play like one-on-one with people in my house, then I think those games more people would play them, you know.
This is kind of unrelated, but it's a game where you shoot guns and move a lot. But have you ever tried to Enter the Gungeon? I feel like that's a great couch co-op game.
I have not. I've heard
My
it is great.
friend loves Enter the Gungeon. I only really got into Nuclear Throne, which is kind of a similar style. But yeah, do those count as movement shooters?
Well, they are.
You shoot a gun and you move a lot.
Yeah,
it's more like Toho or
you
know,
it's a roguelike. I think they're called.
We were just talking about couch co-op again. I just remember that's a really good couch co-op game.
Oh yeah, for sure. I've heard that that's great.
Yeah, I feel like we're missing. Couch co-op isn't entirely dead, but it's mostly not alive in things outside of like puzzle games or that sort of like.
If the success of something like Lethal Company has taught me anything, it's that people just want to goof around with their friends more, and I feel like there's an entire untapped market for that.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, but every once in a while, something comes along and kind of captures that zeitgeist, right? Like Amogus.
Yeah,
absolutely. Like, imagine if the AAA gaming studios realize that people want to goof around with their friends more. Like, I feel like people really should start capitalizing on. Look at how much Lethal Company outsold Call of Duty. It's insane.
Yeah, and justifiably
crazy
so
when
from
you
what I
put it
hear.
like that. Yeah,
I haven't played it, but I've heard it's great.
That game has made millions in just a couple months, just because people just want to goof around with their friends.
Well, yeah,
and people miss split screen and co-op and stuff. I feel like that's such a huge untapped market.
It's also
all games are better with friends.
Well, that's also the market for Gary's Mod as a concept, more or less. Most people who play Gary's Mod actively, that's what they're doing. Either that or it's consuming creator-made content, user-made content. Those are the 2 reasons why people play that game, to my knowledge.
I'll probably pick up Sandbox when it releases. I don't know
absolutely.
What the development looks like now, but
I will absolutely play Sandbox. It looks great.
It's like a Source 2 Gary's Mod. Gary is making it, right?
I think it's
yeah. I think Gary Newman is behind it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. My bad. But yeah, no.
He might be taking a more backseat role, but I know he's definitely attached to the project.
Oh, nice. It should be good then, probably.
More toned down mobility compared to the other examples, the extent of which being a few wall jumps and sprinting. On the other hand, this made for a pretty cool middle ground between your mechanical games like CSGO and your momentum games like Quake Live. Just having a single wall jump opened up a lot of routing options, some of them being intuitive ones anybody could figure out, some of them being, excuse me, what? Using your surroundings as a part of your strategy is what makes these mobility options so cool, so it's a shame that the release was followed by 4 years of skimpy content updates and questionable at best balance.
Look how they slaughtered my boy.
Yeah, he's just, he's fucking dead, Jim.
And he's still talking about Dirty Bomb here, right?
Yeah, it's all Dirty Bomb.
Fuck the snipers in this game. Fuck the shotguns and snipers in any game ever, but especially in this one.
TF2's shotguns are fine.
Not all shotguns are bad.
Yeah, not hashtag not all shotguns. Okay, there are certain shotguns that are great.
It's so funny because I always talk about shotguns are so stupid in video games, but my most played video game ever is TF2. I'm like, why do people talk about this? And then I'll play another game and I'm like, yeah, shotguns are stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think that shotguns are fine in TF2 specifically. I can in most other games though, they're pretty rough. Gosh, in TF2, in Splatoon, I mentioned Splatoon because it's another game that I've played a lot. In Splatoon, the shotguns range from being completely dog shit to being broken, like depending on what game and what time you're playing what game. It's a very weird thing to balance a lot of the time. It's kind of crazy that TF2's shotguns are as balanced as they are, but it's probably because I imagine they kind of started with the shotguns as a middle ground, and that's why so many classes have them. and then
Yeah,
they kind of
it's
worked
just
out
such
from there.
like a close combat game too. Like shotguns definitely fit the style of
even
TF2
then,
very well.
even then, the time to kill with shotguns in TF2 generally isn't like that high. It still takes a couple seconds.
Oh yeah, for sure.
In general, someone's gonna pull out like scout fate, like meat shotting someone, but
Yeah, no, yeah.
Therefore, it needs long-term support through good balance and fun additions. Tribes Ascend, haha, just kidding, Paladins
Tribes
initially
Ascend
struggled for many of the
Ascend
same reasons
Dimension.
Lawbreakers did. But unlike Clip Blazinski, Hi-Rez was willing to stick this one out and keep...
Yes, Chad, I meant the Brellas and the Blasters, both of them.
supporting...
More the Brellas than the Blasters, but both of them technically are shotguns.
Hi-Rez was willing to stick this one out and keep supporting the game. It's changed a lot over the last few years of development, and ironically, part of this involved heavily nerfing the mobility across all champions. Early on, vertical movement was hyper-exploitable, and while on its own that's not necessarily a bad thing, the game itself is already watered down with MOBA designs like huge hitboxes and card builds, so they elected to dial this mobility back and leave whatever remained as horizontal focus, save for a few exceptions. And while movement still plays a large role in the game's balance, flanking options have been highly neutered. What remains of movement is short bursts and safe, and even the interesting abilities the game has to offer are hard to appreciate when the game is still so forgiving with its aim. Despite...
I have not played enough Paladins. I have played Paladins, but not enough to know if this is correct or still correct.
It's been years since I've played Paladins.
Awesome.
So, when I played it, you could certainly call it a movement shooter, though how he's portraying it as of 4 years ago sounds a little less.
I think that it's interesting, like, he describes it as like, oh, the game is watered down with MOBA mechanics and yada yada yada. It's interesting to hear him say that about a game that, like, did something right.
Yeah. Because he like the game's become more successful since its launch after removing the movement mechanics he's talking about make games great.
Yeah, no, it did what Battleborn didn't do, where it was an Overwatch, a game that was touted as an Overwatch clone, and then became something very different from Overwatch. For better or for worse, I don't know. Like I said, when I played Paladins, it was like a clusterfuck. It was a complete mess. But that could just be me not understanding the game very well. Like, this game doesn't. This game did a lot of things right in this respect, and it's weird to say that it's like watered down with MOBA mechanics when so many people enjoy it for that reason.
This, Paladins managed to climb its way up to a respectable player base. While it may not be high on the top of Steam charts, the fact that it lands on this list at all may as well be a sign of moderate success in itself. Overwatch hit every marketing tactic it needed. It offered something new. It had a large platform of...
I'm genuinely curious. What do you think he's referring to when he said it offered something new?
Overwatch?
Yeah.
Well, the TF2 people are gonna say, well, it's just a copy of TF2, but I think it tried to take the TF2 formula and make it a little more streamlined for that sort of competitive, like. It tried to.
Wouldn't that be improving on the old?
I think that what Overwatch did was take the hero shooter formula and give it to the mainstream, because Overwatch has much more mainstream potential than TF2 ever did.
Agreed.
And I feel like that showed, and I think that's what it did new, is it took like all these old mechanics and gave it to the mainstream, and that's why it was so successful.
I agree. I was gonna get into that too. Is they simplified a lot of the things. Like rocket jumping is not like a whole thing you have to learn. You hit shift, right?
Yeah.
So
it's interesting though. I don't know if I would. I'm not sure what he's referring to when he says it offered something new. Because I think he could be referring to a whole host of different things. But I'm not saying there isn't anything new that Overwatch offered. It's just interesting to.
Well, think about it. Like, what other games is Overwatch like besides TF2 that came before it?
Smash Brothers.
Overwatch is like Smash Brothers.
In a lot of ways, yes. It is the Smash Brothers of shooting games. I've thought this for years. It's a game where there are a lot of characters. Each one has its own niche, its own ability, and those abilities are used in very specific situations in order to overcome the other opponents. Like that, and though that sounds really broad, and like a lot of games could fit that, at the time of Overwatch's release, there wasn't a shooter that fit that mold. Even TF2 really didn't because of the way that weapon loadouts work. Like in like Overwatch is basically you pick a character, they have their moves and the things that they do, and in Smash Brothers it's very similar. Like they have you pick a character, they have their moves and the things that they do,
and their matchups and everything.
Yeah, that's so
fair enough.
Yeah,
that kind of connects to what I was trying to say. With they tried to take the TF2 formula and make it more competitive and like more of an like establish some ground rules for it, I guess. So it can develop a meta and kind of be like turn into a competitive thing.
Yeah.
Which, if you look at what were competitive shooters before that, it was what, Counter-Strike, right?
Yeah.
What else? I can't think of something off the top of my head, but
Quake,
basically
like
Counter-Strike.
Dota, but I
Quake,
never
yeah.
play MOBAs, so.
But Dota's not a shooter either, so.
Yeah. Like competitive shooters, I guess, are a different ball game.
Exposure, and it was appealing to both inexperienced players and competitive players. But despite this acclaimed success, you'd find it difficult.
It needs long-term support. I'm assuming he didn't give the fourth point because it's not balanced well. Because it definitely got long-term support.
Yeah, it definitely did not get good. Well, long-term support up until about 2019 when Overwatch 2 gets announced and they give Overwatch the TF2 treatment where they don't update the game. And then they update the game and everyone's like, go back! Go back to limbo.
Yeah,
we wished on the monkey's paw. Overwatch 2 game.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I feel like Overwatch 2 wouldn't get so much flack if Overwatch was still a game that you could play.
Yeah. They did that with Counter-Strike too, right? So I can't wait until Valve takes up the mantle of ignoring a game and then releasing a sequel.
Could you imagine if
I don't even think I would care about Counter-Strike 2's current state if it wasn't for the fact that it deleted CSGO.
Could you imagine if TF3 came out and deleted TF2?
Yeah, they delete TF2.
Yeah, and it's like 2 Fort and Dust Bolt and Hydro.
That's
and
it.
like none of the
Look at the
unlocks.
graphics.
Oh my
but
gosh.
it looks really good.
My gosh.
Careful what you wish for.
You know, it would be kind of crazy how many like YouTubers would be immediately out of a job. Like
if like TF2 came out and it was like a CS2 thing.
Yeah, if like TF2 just got deleted tomorrow, like every like job security immediately falls 0%.
I'm applying for McDonald's the next day. It's over.
Every TF2er applies at the same McDonald's. It's just the TF2er McDonald's, and they all apply at that one. That'd be great, man. It would not be great. I would hate that to happen, but it would be really funny.
But despite this acclaimed success...
Also, by the way, I've wanted to say this at some point. I'll say it now. Funk's voice sounds like your voice. It just sounds like your voice, but with like a slight pitch shift. It's kind of freaking me out.
Yeah, you want to know? You want to know what everyone? I've gotten multiple comments that people say. You know, Nux Taku.
No.
I can't blame you. He's like this guy on like Twitch who's like a VTuber and he talks about like hentai, and I don't think I've ever been so offended because I've gotten like 5 comments that are like, "You sound just like Nux Taku," and I think that's the only time I've ever been genuinely offended at a comment.
Everybody!
But yeah, that's who everyone compares my voice to is Nux Taku. So Funk is a new one.
Anyways, we're not gonna watch the rest of that.
But despite this
wait, did you bring it up on stream?
Yeah, I
didn't see it.
No, it's
you sound not entirely dissimilar.
Yeah, it's
shut up. We don't sound alike.
Yes, you'd find.
Did you catch the impression of you that was done last stream?
Yeah, it did not sound like me. I don't know why you guys thought it sounded like
it sounded close enough to where it was really funny. it sounded like you if you like. Have you ever heard of, you know who else you sound like? You sound like a Cosmonaut Variety Hour.
I don't think I've seen like a video of his in years.
No, don't watch him. He's bad.
Oh, is that the guy who kids?
No. Not that I know.
Oh no, that's a different guy. That was a different guy.
No, he makes bad content. Like, he's not a bad person. He just makes horrible. He makes this horrible reviewer. Anyways, you sound like him, but he does it like intentionally. I'm assuming you don't do the voice intentionally. That's just how you sound, right?
No, this is just how. Maybe I should be like, oh yeah, it's a filthy thing. It's an actual voice.
No, he does like the reviewer voice where he pushes, he pushes up the nasal and he talks like this.
That's
And,
up the well, that's
and
probably
he's
sound
like,
like now, guys.
and he's like, Star Wars, the Phantom Menace is one of the worst
The
movies.
Last Jedi was really stinky.
The Last Jedi wasn't as bad as you might think it is. And that's how that's how he
The
talks.
Last Jedi is not as bad as you think it is.
It was for a second you sounded like Emperor Palpatine. You sounded it was fucking amazing. The Last Jedi is not as bad as you might think. Man. Yeah.
Number 15, The Last Jedi.
Burger King foot lettuce.
Burger King foot lettuce.
What is this? What's happening to the pod?
I don't know. I just
Impressions are
I
funny.
made a. I was doing the my reviewer voice and it sounded like Chills, so I ran with it.
Success, you'd find it difficult.
Chad, I don't know where Fish is. Hold on, let me check. Let me see if anything has changed.
I think he's asleep. I pinged him.
Nope. Yep. He's still passed out. Picture a fish.
He's out cold.
Picture a fish with going honk me 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 me. That's him.
Competitive players, but despite this acclaimed success,
I think he's more of an
find it
Ashu
difficult to
person.
not hear even the most devoted players
Yeah,
passionately
probably.
complain about the game. At one point, Genji could dash at an edge and gain insane mobility, but it was
Yeah,
tricky
there's
to
the
pull off.
Genji.
This made for a cool strategy, and that's exactly why Blizzard removed it, because new players couldn't use it the same way an experienced one could. Each hero is intricately designed to be.
Was that ever actually said, by the way, like by Blizzard, that's why they did
I
it?
don't think so. I think he's being.
I don't.
I'm not saying that that's wrong, by the way. I'm just curious.
They did do that. They did say that exact same for the Mercy jump though, so it's like it's not a stretch to think.
Yeah,
it'll
to assume that
apply
that's why
here.
they removed the other things. Yeah.
Yeah.
One-size-fits-all solution to skill gaps. The most successful movement shooters are ones which minimize the skill needed to master said movement.
I don't agree. I don't think he was right then, and I think he's less right now.
Yeah.
If anything,
Like-
Overwatch's existence is like a testament to why that is not the case.
I think a better point is it should be easy to pick up but hard to master.
Well, yeah,
I don't think you need to minimize skill.
I think that the easy to pick up but difficult to master games. I think that's like good game design, like across the board.
Yeah.
If a game has a low skill floor but a high skill ceiling, it's probably well designed. I won't.
Yeah.
Maybe not all of them, but like. There's a lot. I struggle to think of a game where that isn't good, where that's how you could describe it.
Yeah.
But
like look at how like Melee's still kicking.
Yeah.
Like, it's because people it's fun for casuals like to pick up and play with items, but it's also fun for like the people who want to like learn wave dashing and give themselves arthritis for the rest of their life.
Yep, absolutely. I 100% agree. Or Smash in general to a lesser extent.
Yeah. I feel like Melee is like the greatest example of that, like because it has like the most in-depth movement, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, absolutely. It's just like all of the Smash games have their like little things. But that's also how you get things like there was like a bootleg Sailor Moon fighting game that had a huge resurgence in their community because it's such a small like niche game, but it was a huge hit because it was like secretly really technically dense. And you wouldn't know that on the surface, but it was like a really technically dense game because of all the weird stuff that's in it. And it had it had at some point a huge fighting game community. I don't know if it still exists. But yeah, I don't think that this is true. Like what is on the screen right now, I don't think it is correct, and I don't think he has proven it at all. Like I don't know. I think that a lot of the games he might. I can't speak for the ones that I haven't played or know anything about. But I think a lot of the games he mentioned and will mention are games that fit this mold and haven't been successful.
Was Doom Eternal before or after this?
No, Doom Eternal was after. Doom 2016 was
massive mainstream hit that I feel like this doesn't apply to.
He's gonna mention Doom, like the first one.
Yeah, 2016 one, right?
Yeah, and I don't know. I think that I don't think this is true.
In Quake Champions to rocket jump, you acquire a rocket launcher, fucking shoot yourself, and trade off one rocket plus your health for a brief boost in mobility. In Overwatch, you hit shift, This makes mobility accessible.
The delivery on that line.
It's a
is
great.
really
it's
good.
it's the best joke in the whole
it's a
thing.
really
It's
good
it's so good.
You hit shift.
And in a genius way actually sucks in new players by convincing them that they can pull off the same crazy plays they saw on Reddit, which ironically were not that impressive in the first place. You'd think this was a detriment, but there's a mass market of players both on PC and console who want the thrill of these movements without having to master an engine.
I'm gonna throw this out here. I'm going to make a video at some point in the next 2 months about why Lucio is a horribly wasted piece of trash and makes me very sad.
Really, I like.
You mean waste of potential?
What did I say?
You said
Wasted
horribly
piece of
wasted piece of trash, which I don't think is exactly the meaning you were going for.
No, he's a. Oh, sorry. Yes, he's a waste of potential. Makes me very sad. And the point being that, like, and I'm gonna try and do my best to argue it objectively, but basically, with the point being that he is a character with movement, with really cool movement, that's really well designed, and actually has a lot of depth in a game that's sorely lacking it. And yet, because of what he is most effective when you are not moving, using his movement actively. Like, if he were a flanking character, he'd be so much more interesting. Be so.
Are you saying Lucio works better as a DPS?
I'm saying his design, like, he can't damage to save his fucking life. But if he could, that would be his design looks like he was supposed to be a DPS, but somehow got switched to a healer at some point. Because, like, you just can't utilize his speed and his movement, like, at all, unless you're trying to play suboptimally. Like, you have to leave your team.
It's called Reddit Lucio.
Yeah, no, you have to, like, you have to do dumb shit in order to have fun. Like, the best Lucios, if you watch them, they just stand next to their team because that's and make sure the number in the middle of the screen is as high as it possibly can be, which is good. That's what you should be doing. But, like,
I think of it like Smash Melee. You can play Dr. Mario with your friends in Smash Melee and have a great time. But the second you try to take them up to competitive, it's not going to work. Is it like the same thing? Is Overwatch more fun at a casual level because you can get away with, like, doing crazy Lucio shit, but you can't in competitive? Is there, like, a case to be made there?
In some ways, yeah.
Yeah, it probably, but, like, the difference is, like, in Melee, Dr. Mario is bad, and like, Lucio is the meta, and has been for a while, to my knowledge.
It's just the way that it's like you bring Dr. Mario to competitive, and then the optimal way to play him is to stand perfectly still.
Yeah, no, like, you hold and you just spam pills from the other side of the screen. It's just Sonic. It's just Sonic. That's what I'm acknowledging. They're both characters. That might be. Fuck it. Guys, take this clip out. I might actually use that. It's just Sonic from Ultimate, where, like, if you want to have fun, you have to be a complete idiot. Like, and there's no way to not. Like, you have to do stupid things that leave you more compromised than if you were to play, like, a campy asshole and hate yourself for the entire game. But yeah, that video is gonna be made at some point because I'm very passionate about that. Because Lucio makes me sad.
To do so. Overwatch was the answer to this market demand, and that's why, despite its struggle with competitive play, it retains a core player base. Now, I bet you're wondering, what about TF2? And that's a
Statement
stupid
aged
question. It's an EA
well,
game
by the
that
way.
never
Agreed.
stood a chance. But you're also wondering, aren't those all multiplayer games? And you'd be right. That's an important distinction.
Also, Titanfall 2 mentioned.
There's still some hope to be found. Doom came in like a motherfucker, and while its multiplayer mode is more deceased than a demon who had the misfortune of mistaking Doomslayer for a travel directory, it's proven that there's still a market for single-player FPS games. If you think you've seen everything, sit down and watch a speedrun of this game. Does no clipping count as a movement mechanic? I don't know. I don't even know what's...
Yes. Surely yes.
They should have a multiplayer competitive shooter where no clipping is an intended movement mechanic.
Oh gosh, there was
This is Gmod sandbox with your friends.
No, I was gonna say, but also there was a guy who was making a shooter where glitching was an intentional mechanic. I forget how long
It's
ago.
a cool concept.
It was forever ago, but yeah. Also, for the record, people in chat, Shork has been invited on this pod. Just the FYI, he is more than welcome to show up. Not today, but at some point. So, for whenever that is.
happening right now. My point is, I don't remember what my point was. Fuck, Eternal looks so goddamn cool. It has this grapple mechanic. Alright, back on topic. I love movement. And yeah, I know it's ironic, which is why I want to see this design philosophy flourish in the industry. Complex mobility makes for more skill factors in matches, compelling gameplay for impatient people like me, and I don't know, man, it's fun. Developers, if you're watching, build on your movement just as much as you do your gunplay. Players, if you're watching, stop using the fucking shotgun!
Pause it. You don't want to get copywritten for his cover of the song.
Yeah.
Even though it's a banger.
It is indeed
I
a
don't wanna
banger.
get demonetized again.
Who
I'm
would?
demonetized. Thanks.
So yeah.
Yeah, that was a video. One of the videos of all time.
By Funk.
I think it aged pretty badly. At least the
Yeah,
points
but
it
Yeah, I
made.
think time has not been kind. Just because, like a little while after this, you're getting like your Ultra Kills or Doom Eternals that just kind of like prove that like yeah, actually, hold on, movement shooters do have a lot of potential in a modern market.
Yeah, both critically and financially.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah. How long is the second one?
I feel like it's quite a
think
bit
it's
longer.
Yeah, so
We probably shouldn't cover it.
yeah, I agree.
That one, if I remember, also is more like a gauntlet of reviews for different titles as well.
Yeah.
That came out after the first video.
Yeah. Yeah, he talks about Apex in this one. He talks about Titanfall 2, Call of Duty, I think, Apex,
I can't believe he doesn't actually
Paladins,
talk about Titanfall. This one.
Doom, Valorant, actually, which I forgot is not like a new of a game as I keep thinking it is.
I'll give you it.
Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of Valorant, not because it's bad, but because every time I play it, I want to throw myself into a wall.
I played Valorant one time, and the entire time I was thinking, I just kind of want to go play Counter-Strike instead.
Yeah, that's me, but like it's just any other game. Man, I really wish I wasn't. I've been paid to play Valorant twice. I've been Valorant.
Really?
Yes, because before I was a YouTuber, I was a Twitch streamer, and I had a thing where if a game was free, you could pay me $5 to play it on stream. And I had my cousin. Shout out to James, my cousin, who is also a mod on my Twitch and my YouTube. He paid me to play Valorant twice and Geometry Dash twice. And I did do it, and I hated it. All 4 times. All 4 of those streams are borderline unwatchable because it's just me being in.
Oh man, Geometry Dash is awesome though.
It's probably I'm sure it's great. I can't play it. It makes me too aggravated. It makes me very, very frustrated, and I just cannot. I can't do it. Okay, my blood pressure cannot take it. I think that Geometry Dash would be more fun for me if it were not the game that it is. If it were any other game.
I mean, they added platformer mode. It's basically there's a whole different aspect to the game now.
Oh shit! Actually, I might.
Yeah,
I might
they
have
added
to...
like it just got a massive update that's been like 7 years in the making.
I heard about
and
that.
And it added a whole platformer mode that you can now move around and jump as well.
I saw footage of that, but I genuinely thought it was like a mod or like fake because it doesn't look right.
No, it looks really cursed to just like move to the left in Geometry Dash.
Move to the left. Oh, the humanity.
Moving to the left, this opens up a whole new world for me.
Gosh, it reminds me of this is a weird pull. There was an indie game that came out in like 2013 that was called like DLC, and the whole premise of the game was you had to buy every single mechanic, and you
I think I remember that.
And you can't like move. I think Markiplier or PewDiePie, someone played it, and you can't move until you pay to move, and then you can't move to the left until you pay, or you can't move to the you can't move to the left until you pay for it. You can't jump until you pay for it. It's a good game. It's a very fun like meta commentary kind of game.
I think I remember that one.
Yeah.
What that reminds me of is the old Flash game with the elephants.
Oh, what's it called? There's only one level.
Yeah.
Are you thinking the same one as me? Yeah.
Should be.
Hold on, I'm gonna pull that up.
Can this be a Flash game stream now, please?
I mean, I played Run 3 last stream. That was fun. That was the highlight of that stream. That was such a weird moment because I had nothing to contribute. Everyone was yelling, everyone was screaming. I just wanted to play Front 2. I tried to get up and make coffee, and there was no coffee grounds. It was the saddest moment of my life.
What's like a historical moment that like is like Save TF2, where it's just become this huge controversial thing in like the creator space?
It's such a Save TF2 is such a weird thing, like as a concept for there's not, to my knowledge, and this is for a lot of things TF2 related, there isn't really anything like it, like as a moment in internet history. There's not really another thing that I can think of where it was like this huge thing, everyone did it, everyone cared about it, but it was for like a relatively niche community. Basically, everyone decided to be a philanthropist one day, and TF2 was the subject, and it got so big that the actual like result of it was successful to the extent that it was not expected to be, and then nothing happened, and we don't talk about it essentially anymore. Only people part of the community who were there talk about it. It was like there's just some like traumatic event that we've all repressed until we have to talk about it again.
The tweet of May 26th incident.
Yeah,
we hear you.
Yeah, we. They
didn't say they were gonna do anything, mind you. They just said they heard us. Right?
Yeah, which I mean, like, how couldn't you? We. I don't say we. I wasn't there, but everyone was whining like crazy. It was absolutely wild.
We won. They're gonna fix TF2, guys.
Also, to clarify, no, I did not run out of 5 pounds of coffee. I ran out of coffee grounds. They're all beans, and I need to ground them manually. And I wasn't about to just go off of my podcast to spend 5 minutes grinding beans by hand. And in the background, you'd be able to hear me just like go chugging away at the beans, and I just didn't want to do that. But yeah, no, I think that Save TF2 was something. It's a moment in internet history, and I think for that it was valuable. It was also funny.
It was very funny.
I have heard, I forget, I think multiple people have told me that if Save TF2 was worth it solely for that like hour-long stretch of that stream where I just got to hear people yell about like everything that may or may not have happened behind the scenes of TF2's Save TF2's creation. That was a wild experience for someone who was not a TF2er or not even a YouTuber at the time, and had no idea. Like I was in that sort of Zesty brought it up, but like no one knew, or few people knew what TF2 was actually about, or Save TF2 was actually about. I was in that group of people who just knew that it like, oh, there are issues with this game, but I don't know what we're really taught. Yeah, hashtags. Woo.
Hashtag.
Yeah, you kind of get
From
swept
your
up in it.
perspective, I'm curious, is the botting now worse or better than it was before Save TF2 a year ago?
I feel like it's roughly the same as pre-Save TF2 levels, which I think is worse because it means like they aren't doing anything.
Right.
Like for a period of like 5 to 6 months, I will hold that I think Save TF2 had an impact because there was a significant decrease in botting. I think Valve is like, okay, it's blown over. Let's just not give a shit again, and they've fallen back into the old habit.
I think it
So
also
the funk screenshot of TF2 players whine, Valve responds, players calm down, the infinite cycle.
That's what Tony Allen was saying. Is you got to make it a yearly thing.
Yeah, it's like a holiday.
I for sure, I just personally, I'm planning on trying to do more stuff in that vein. Like I don't want to spoil it because it's important. I don't want to fuck it up, but I am trying to do more.
Yeah.
I didn't just give up.
Well, of course. I think that not giving up is probably an admirable thing to do in most situations.
I think having the game be playable is probably a good,
it's a good
baseline to try and maintain. Out there take.
It's a wild take. No one will ever see it coming. I don't know. I guess I'm also not as emotionally attached to TF2 as conceptually as a lot of people are. Just because I haven't been with the game as long. I kind of started playing during its during the start of its Doomer era. So it's not when people talk about like saving it, I'm like, well, it's always been this way for me. So I'm just kind of, I'll enjoy it. So I don't know. Whenever people talk about this saving the game, it seems like
It's like, well, it's always been like this. What's to save?
Well, it's also just not. It's like not my fight. It feels like it's not my fight. Like whenever people do like talk about like save TF2 or, what are your thoughts on the state of the game? It's kind of weird for me just because I don't have very strong feelings one way or the other about it. Like TF2 is a game that I enjoy playing when I do play it, but it's not something I'm going to like lay my life on the line for, I guess. I enjoy its game design more so than like anything. Like if TF2 went, God forbid, because I wouldn't want this to happen, but if TF2 just died tomorrow, like if the game went off Steam, no one could ever play it again, but we still had footage of what the game was, I'd still be talking about it. There's so much to the way TF2 is designed in every sense that is infinitely fascinating to me. I don't know how you feel about this. I don't agree with the notion that TF2, there is no new content to be made about TF2. I don't believe that I don't believe that you could stop making new things about a given IP or any topic for that matter. But like TF2 specifically,
I know Weezy mentions that a lot.
Well, yeah,
like TF2 has like near infinite content.
Well, I think everything does. It's like it's just a matter of like, you just think about it. Like, there's so much you can draw out of anything that you see on a day-to-day basis if you just think about it a little bit harder than everybody else does. Like, have you ever thought about like, and this is gonna sound really pretentious, so brace yourself. I'm more than willing to acknowledge it sounds a little pretentious. But have you ever like looked at like a very small part of like a jar or like some everyday object and you just wonder how it got to that point? Because that used to be a different kind of lid, or that used to be a different kind of handle, but that handle has changed so many times. And you could make a video about that. There have been videos that have gone viral about very niche small things, but I don't think a lot of people either aren't willing for like, I don't know, statistical reasons or optical reasons to really try and experiment with what can and can't be talked about in the realm of TF2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is Emesis Blue niche?
I think relatively.
So would that kind of apply like a big like breakaway hit about something small?
I probably, yeah. Like, I don't think the people who made that Emesis Blue knew. Like I don't think they expected it to do as well as it did.
Yeah.
No, I absolutely, yeah. Like, and it's an entirely fan-made creation based off of something. And if not to say it would have done as well or whatever, but if that were turned into, I haven't watched Emesis Blue, but can you give me the concept for it real quick, just so I know I'm not messing this up?
Well, I know a great 2-hour video. No, so basically, so it's kind of like, what if TF2 was like a psychological thriller where respawning isn't like, you respawn through like a literal machine, and it brings you back, and like the implications that has on the TF2 universe.
Yeah,
and like I guess.
So there's a way in which you could. I want to make sure, 'cause I didn't. That's not what I was going to say. So I'm glad I asked. There's a way in which you could format like a video essay about that concept, where or you could make a video that like not a highly edited, prominent, super complex movie like experience about that idea. You could make a video essay that either pretends that is the case and talks about it, or like a video that one of us would make, like either of us would make about that concept, and I don't know if it would do well statistically, but you could certainly make a video that would be good about it. I think a lot of people or YouTubers can get caught up in like what is statistically feasible, whereas like when you have a platform, if you make good content, and there is always a way to market good content to where it does well, regardless of even what the topic is about. At least I firmly believe that. It doesn't mean you should always do like really niche artsy things all the time, because maybe at a point that isn't super sustainable. But you want to do what's consistent or what's profitable to an extent. But I think a lot of people, especially in the TF2 space, they see what everyone else is doing, and they kind of just want to do it too.
You've ever watched like Defunct Land?
Yes, I have. Yes.
He made like that hour and a half video about who made the Disney Channel theme, and it is like some of the most engaging and intriguing content ever, and it's about a theme song for a channel that I do not watch.
Yeah.
So I feel like you can, if you present it well enough, you can make anything sound interesting.
Nick Robinson's the epitome of this. I don't know if you know who Nick Robinson is.
I watched a couple of his videos. I remember the one about the lost Nintendo character. I remember that one.
There's that one, but there's he made a 3.8 million view video about who the Super Monkey Ball announcer is. Theoretically, the crossover is so small. It's the smallest amount of crossover between people who played the game, heard the announcer, remembered the announcer, and cared enough to know who the announcer is. But the way in which the video is marketed and the video is good, the combination of those two things means that you could get away with making a video about anything as long as it's marketed right and it's good. That's all you really need. I think that in the TF2 sphere, a lot of people don't, they don't enjoy taking risks like that. At least from what I've seen. And that kind of saddens me, because I don't like making a video that someone else has made. It bothers me. Not because someone said last time that it's a matter of you care too much about originality. It's not even that. It's you want to make something that's just good, but you don't want to make something that another person has seen before.
Yeah, I remember I was making I made a 2-hour analysis of Emesis Blue, and I'm like, this is either gonna be my biggest flop or my biggest hit. And I feel it's kind of I did present it well enough that it was actually able to get a lot of views. I feel so yeah, I think you do make a good point about presentation and niche topics.
Yeah, because I remember seeing your Emesis Blue. I haven't seen it, for the record, just because I haven't seen the original, and I would want to see the original and then see your analysis of it. But
yeah,
I think that when I first saw your video and it hadn't popped off yet, I also had the thought of this will likely not get seen by anyone, or it will get seen by people in his immediate circle and then never again, or not very much. But it is really cool that he made it in the first place. And I was, because to me, like I said, the video I put out recently, people didn't really watch it because I didn't market it well, which is fine. That does happen. But I'm still incredibly proud of it because of the way that it's constructed, and it's some of my best work. And to me, as a YouTuber, I care more about that than I do, how well the video does technically. Of course, to a point, I want to, you want a video to do well, but it's, if the video that does well isn't a good video, then what's even the point,
Yeah.
But yeah, and weirdly enough, there are a lot of people who just disagree with that idea. It doesn't matter if, and you can get into people who make I have a video at some point that I'll make about YouTube Shorts content and the spectrum of quality, that because it's so wide. You get people who are I went to this country to find this specific place that I saw in this screenshot, in this viral meme. I went to a third world country to find this viral meme place, and then you get did you know that, I don't know, did you know that fish stick on a stick is still sleeping to this day?
He's still asleep.
He's still asleep right now. And it's just the absolute spectrum of quality on YouTube is both the reason why it has so much staying power, but also as a YouTuber, it can be kind of unfortunate. Yeah. There's a long rant to say a lot of things, but it's I don't know. I think it's interesting. It's interesting enough, especially for people who aren't YouTubers. Because from the outside looking in, you don't really know any of this. Because people just make content or they don't. And you don't really get to see the person behind it. I have actually, that's actually a good question. And because I know we're winding down here, but this is a decent question to ask. Do you think that people would do you think from like your content, right, people would assume that you're an interesting person?
Well,
There is
maybe.
no right
know...
answer for the record.
Well, my answer is maybe, because I'm not even really sure myself. I just know that, like, going forward in the future, I want to, like, integrate, like, more and more of, like, my personality into videos, because, like, that's, like, the dream for my channel, is when I can get people to come for, like, me as a person rather than, like, the topic of the video, that's when I know I've, like, succeeded as a YouTuber.
Oh, yeah, that is the goal. As far as I'm concerned, anyways, that's, like, the goal of YouTube. Cultivate an audience of people who like you, regardless of what you're necessarily talking about.
That is like the dream.
Yeah.
I am not at that point yet, but I do feel like people like do come for my personality as well. It's just right now I still need to have like a good topic that's like, you know, it's like I can't do like a J-Slat where I can just do whatever and it gets views, you know?
Yeah.
Or a Germa. I'm going to play this
or a Germa
700,000 games game.
Yeah. Someday I hope to reach like a Germa status.
I too hope to reach absolute fucking legend status.
Internet infamy.
We compiled every serial killer into one man. This is what he looks like.
This is it's so amazing.
I love how that still goes viral and people think it's real.
Yeah, right. Germa, that's like Germa's thing. Germa's like the cryptid of the internet.
Yeah, they just appear in random circles.
Yeah, just randomly, and you know, it's like, who's this man? Have you seen him?
Like Sasquatch.
Germa's like Sasquatch. That shit's crazy. Picturing Germa just walking through the woods, and like people see him and they're like, "Oh shit, it's him."
He's not tall
enough
to
someone
be Sasquatch.
Like taking a blurry picture of Germa in the woods is pretty in character. Like,
oh, absolutely.
I could believe that.
I could also believe. I could just believe that he'd be in the woods for no reason. He's like
frolicking in the woods.
It's like, oh, what, you've never taken a walk? And he's just like, but he's like in the middle of absolutely nowhere.
Man, Germa's got the perfect balance of chat turning him into like an SCP and like being just a wholesome dude.
Yeah. It's pretty. He's got a very distinct personality. I think that the reason I ask is because someone RIP Ground in my Discord server, and by RIP I mean I banned him because he said he broke a bunch of rules, but we got into a discussion. This discussion's not why I banned him. We got into a very interesting discussion where he said that he doesn't think that the reason why people watch my content is he said that someone who sees my content wouldn't think that I'm interesting. Like they wouldn't think that I'm an interesting person based off of the content that I make, which I thought was interesting because it's not a matter of me stroking myself off. It's more just like I don't agree. Like, granted, I find creators infinitely interesting for a number of reasons, regardless of the content they make. Because like you'll find, I don't maybe I'm alone in this, but you hear a creator talk long enough, you begin to notice when they word certain things certain ways, and like when they're trying to emphasize a point, and that often says something about who they are as a person. And I don't know. I think that's interesting. I think there's a lot you could probably draw from who I am based off of the kind of content that I make or the way that I word certain things. And granted, he doesn't know this, but and I've talked about this. I think I mentioned this on one of the previous live streams, but all of my content to an extent is a reflection of something that I'm dealing with in real life at the time. So literally there's like a piece of my life that's in each of the videos that I make. So, I also want to get to that point one day where people actually ask that question, and they're like, "Oh, what is Like, oh, why did he decide to make this video at this time? He could have made this video at any time, you know? And that sort of thing. I think it's interesting, like because there's so much of a person in the videos that they make, even if they're making like quote unquote slop, you know, like there's still like, the kind of the way they're making their slop is still, I think, interesting.
This is a huge the what drama.
Yeah, like you wonder why they would go out of their way to make those videos, you know, you wonder, or at least I do. Maybe people don't actually care. Like I don't know, but I don't know. I think it's interesting.
Well, when it comes to content like that specifically, I think it's huge stacks of cash, but maybe I'm just jaded on YouTube drama.
Well, no, I agree. It's just, but like, why would you go that route? You know, like you could. There's a number of things you could do to game the YouTube algorithm. You know, like why did you choose that one? Like, how did you end up in this position, basically?
The two biggest gaming the algorithms is drama and kids content.
Yeah, and then you mix the two together.
Yeah. This is the huge, like, I don't know, like Paw Patrol drama.
Yeah, the massive Paw Patrol drama.
No.
I think you just get like I used to watch this guy. He still makes videos to this day, which is crazy because I used to watch him like 10 years ago. Like his name was Mann Studios, and he would make top 10 videos and or just videos in general about like upcoming like Disney movies and animation related news. That's like drama plus kids content equals that guy.
I don't think you mentioned the right guy. I think Mann Studios makes very different things.
Oh no! I'm stupid.
Freudian
Oh
slip
no.
there.
No! I did not watch. No, that's not what I'm talking about.
I looked up.
That's not what I'm talking about, chat.
You pranked me.
I did not mean. I didn't mean to do that. Hold on. Let me find the person I'm talking about. Because it's gonna bug me. Hold on.
Someone clip that.
No, don't clip that, chat. Don't clip that. I'm doing my best, okay? Oh gosh, I need to find this. No, it was Electric Dragon 505. That's who I was thinking of, chat.
Electric Dragon 505. Okay.
I was literally completely off. I'm so sorry, chat. I genuinely cannot believe that he still makes content. He just released a video yesterday about the history of the Muppets.
Dang.
Part 8. It's 30 minutes long.
Top 10 scariest Disney movies. That is for sure something I would have watched back in the day.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I watched
I
that.
can damn near guarantee I've seen that video.
It talks about... I still remember most of it. He talks about Pink Elephants on Parade, which is one of my favorite Disney songs. He talks about... fucking the opening to Jack and the Beanstalk where Donald Duck is like a serial killer. Man, man. I'm glad he still makes videos. He must
keep it up, legend.
Keep on trucking. No, I also I definitely said Mann Studios because I really like the song that goes with the stupid fucking meme. I love that fucking song. That song is unironically good. But yeah, no, I think that's a good time to end it. I think we've had plenty of discussion.
We have thoroughly explored why TF2 deserves to die, even though I wasn't there for that part of the conversation.
Yeah, no, we got like a minute and a half into that video. And we were just that video was made by someone with a very small amount of subscribers relative to like the rest of us, and that was like his first video that did really well, and I feel so bad for him because like it has like the dislike to dislike ratio is wild. It's like 100. It's like 100 likes to like 300 dislikes. It's like really...
Wow, that's rough. That's rough. I've never had anything that bad.
Yeah, no, it's like
the worst like to dislike I've had is on my Overwatch videos where I talk about how much it sucks.
Really? Damn.
Yeah, like
And it's not like I've never had like a terrible like to dislike ratio. I think the lowest is like my first big like Overwatch video, and I think that's like at a 93% dislike ratio, so it's not even terrible.
The lowest I had was I'm looking right now, sorry. The lowest I've ever had was also my weirdly enough, my video where I talk about the quote unquote TF2 killed Overwatch, where I basically say like no it didn't. You guys are
Actually, you want to know what my most dislike ratio is? It's not the Overwatch rate. It's actually a lot. It's at a 97%. I remember it being a lot lower. It's actually the ranking every TF2 weapon worst to best.
Oh, because of
I guess I
Neon
ruffled some
Annihilator.
feathers with that one.
Neon Annihilator.
Oh, it sucks. Why is this an unpopular opinion? It sucks.
I'm gonna I don't know, okay, because I agree.
We should have a whole 3-hour stream about that, about how much Neon Annihilator sucks, and I hate it.
Okay, it's not that. It's like a bad. It's a bad weapon, but it's really fun. It's just like a lot of people think it's really.
What's fun about sitting in water and waiting for someone to come around a corner?
It's like
they're wrong.
You ever? It's like the addled ADHD brain. Okay, so you sit on the 2 fort. You sit on the 2 fort in the 2 fort water, right? And then you put Family Guy funny moments on your other monitor, and you watch it, and then you wait for movement to happen on the left monitor, where the TF2 is actually happening, and that's like
it's like meditation.
And that's like a great time, you know. That's a good 2 hours. You get a cold glass of drink, and then you just do that. It's great. I'm sure. I've never actually done it. I don't know if I even have the Neon Annihilator as a weapon, or if I've ever equipped it. But like it was, yeah.
It's not fun.
Yeah, no, I've never used it personally, so I'm engaging in I'm skeptitude. That's the word. But yeah. I don't know. I like making fun of you for that because I've never used the weapon, so I got to be like, haha.
Yeah, you don't know.
Guys,
you don't even have any experience.
Look at this
have to talk.
Look at this stupid opinion that the what has. Ignore my hours on this game. Look how dumb this opinion is. No, I
look. You use it, and you'll see how right I am.
I'm sure you're correct. But yeah, no, I have 82.7% positive, which is not great for me. On TF2 killed Overwatch in quotes because it didn't.
Yeah.
It's like it was so many people because it came after the video I made called a TF2 versus Overwatch, where gaming's dumbest debate, where I talk about how it's like it's a stupid debate that should never have happened but did because of stupid arbitrary reasons. And
yeah.
And a lot of people in the comments of that video were like, yeah, it's a dumb debate because TF2 is obviously better. And I was just, TF2 is the Overwatch killer. That's why Overwatch is going downhill. I'm like, no, not really. It's really just
no.
Blizzard
did not
sucks.
Kill Overwatch.
Blizzard killed Overwatch. Overwatch killed
it
itself.
Died for separate reasons.
Yeah, overall, it has nothing to do with TF. TF2 like. TF2 is literally the smallest impact on Overwatch's life like possible. It's they're not even relevant to each other. It's absolutely wild how many people genuinely believe that TF2 killed Overwatch. It's an incredible. It's wild. But yeah,
I feel like that's a chronic case of circle jerking.
Oh,
like
yeah,
you're so much better than Overwatch, and then Overwatch dies because Blizzard sucks, and it's like, yeah, we killed Overwatch. TF2 number 1.
I would love to show you some of the comments I got on this video. This video did really well for me, especially at the time. But it like the comments on this video are absolutely, oof. They are something special. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, we will call it here. Relatively short, only 3 hours. If you could only. We are gonna do one of these streams, and we're gonna get 6 hours. I'm gonna make it happen. I'm gonna make Alan sit here the whole time.
I'm losing energy. Gotta be honest.
But yeah, thank you for coming on the what.
Yeah, it's been great.
I wish Fish was here.
Yeah.
For the record,
he died, unfortunately.
For the record, you are always welcome to come back on. You know, we are more than welcome to have you. You're more than happy to have you. I'm also losing energy. But yeah, yeah, no, it was great having you on. It was good to talk to you.
Yeah, it's good to be here. Good to talk about movement shooters.
Yeah, and how TF2 is maybe not the same as it once was. But yeah, the announcements briefly. Next week we're doing this again. We do this every week. There will be because we it's fair to announce this now. We will be having a second channel for this podcast where we upload the actual podcast as a video, and so that you guys can actually have it, and also so that and we'll have like highlights from the streams on there, so you can have wonderful stuff, wonderful little snippets, so you don't have to watch the whole thing to get the interesting parts of each podcast. So that's gonna be done on a separate channel. It's not ready or not put together yet, but it will be sometime in February probably. So yeah, looking forward to that. Also, you guys, I think most of you have seen my post on the matter, but there will be one more video coming out before the end of the month that I'm very much looking forward to. I'm finishing scripting tomorrow, and I'm super hyped about it. So yeah, look forward to that. I will see you guys all next week.